All right, so a bit of speeding up here, my friends. But it is time. This is the second semifinal in the Resurgence $10,000 tourney. We've got a lot more than that on the line here, too. JorDan is playing as the Magyars in the blue. We have the Slavs for Vlez. And JorDan, he is also the host of this event, who spent 6 hours casting, some of which with me, the previous sets yesterday before reverse sweeping Winchester of all people. So he's just been crazy. And then Vlez beat Miguel 3-1 to get here. Now, I don't know what people hear. I don't know what people know. So I just said this on stream. I'll say it again. There's an event that is coming in October. It's Red Bull Wololo Legacy. It combines AoE1, AoE2, AoE4. Details will follow on how they'll do all that, I'm sure. But anyways, for AoE2, there's spots to be had. There's spots to fight for. And the highest performing player in this event gets a spot. And since we know that Yo is already one of the invites because he had won a previous Red Bull, the winner of this set, whether they win or lose that final, is going to go to a $200,000 Age of Empires 2 event in October. That's massive. So we have a $10,000 tournament with the potential to win $3 grand, I think, if you win first place. But then also an invite to that event, which is the biggest event that Age of Empires 2 has ever seen. So best of luck to these two. I obviously hope when that event rolls around, I'll be there. Nothing confirmed on that front yet. But still, thinking of the players here, this would be big. So Vlez is a fast farming civ. I would love to see scout play from him here. And JorDan, he's got a civilization that's also pretty good with scouts. But I've noticed that he has not actually gone for 2 or 3 on wood. He's going for 4 on wood. The JorDan maybe wants to open up here with a little bit of barracks control. Drop a barracks, make some militia, make some man-at-arms. Spending a lot of time at his base right now. Being real thorough with the scouting. Easy wall off here. Easy wall in towards the TC. This is towards the edge of the map. So this is pretty good with the exception of the gold, I'd say. But, and the AoE3 hate, I feel is unjustified. From what I know, I have friends who like AoE3. But AoE2 people, some AoE2 people, some AoE4 people, and AoE1 maybe. Just not a big fan of AoE3. I feel bad, though, for AoE3 because I always remember when I used to like AoE2 and no one used to like it. And people would look at me like I was crazy. So I never want to be on the other side of that. You know, like I'll make jokes here or there about other games. Like I could make jokes about AoE4 all day. But if people really like a game and they really, you know, see value in it and enjoy it, I don't want to be the one to knock that, you know? Yeah. It is like kind of a weird look from Microsoft's perspective, though, definitely. To have 1, 2, and just go right to 4, you know, in that event. But I guess if the community's not really killing it right now, that could be why. Well, we are going to see Vlez drop a barracks here. I'm not sure what we're going to see from Vlez, forgive me. But he started off with 3 on wood and then sent to 4th. I believe this could still be a man-at-arm play for him, as he's currently looking for JorDan. He's found JorDan. He has found JorDan. Axel says, poor Drongo. Hasn't he been doing primarily AoE4? Like, I feel like that's part of it too, right? Like, if people who make content are just, like, no one's making content for it, and then players move over too, I think that could be part of the issue. Anyways, we should focus on the games here. But we got a long best of 7, lots of time to talk about different things. And I love the scouting for Vlez so far. He didn't see the barracks originally, so he missed out on that, but he sees the gold, and that'll confirm probably some suspicions that he's had. And in the end, 3 on wood, 4 on wood, Vlez ended up figuring it out, and he's also going to be going for man-at-arms. Now, when we saw Vlez versus Miguel, Miguel loves his scout play. He loves his knights. Vlez and JorDan both are kind of the same player on Arabia-style maps. They might differ a little bit on some of the upcoming maps, but they both love this man-at-arm archer meta. That's how they're playing the game. We're not seeing a whole lot of deviation from that, which is pretty crazy because Magyars have cheap scouts and they get forging for free. So you would think that if with any civ, you might want to go for scouts with Magyars. But then again, forging for free means that your militia also are stronger. JorDan sees the militia, and Vlez might struggle here, actually. Vlez has his other militia over here at the moment. He's going to try and meet up with his friends. Their uptimes will be virtually identical. They both had 1 second of TC idle time. Even their idle time with their villagers is almost the same right now. Pretty wild. You late at the same time. Obviously, that means JorDan has all the extra attack, though. And this is not the start that Vlez would want. Vlez will fall back to the TC. Oh, and he's getting worked right now. This is so good for JorDan. This is so incredibly good for JorDan. I mean, one of those militias is almost dead. And I think the decision for Vlez to cancel Man-at-Arms was correct. But he's got to get walls down now. Oh, my! He's not going to get the walls. JorDan is going to block it. Oh, disaster start for Vlez in this series. Disaster. Oh, man. And this has further ramifications, too. This isn't just the villagers dying. It's this villager dying because this has been forgotten about. And, oh! Are we going to have a 13-minute game here? If you don't have that wood, guys, you're not going to be able to go for the follow-up. Right? The whole idea is to have that strong follow-up with the ranged units. That is the dream start for JorDan as he wants to go for another Vill. I don't think he'll be able to get that one. To me, it was weird that Vlez moved out, right? He knew his opponent was going for Man-at-Arms. It is possible that because he didn't see that barracks that he thought it was going to be something else, though. Maybe he thought it was going to be an archer opening. That would probably be my guess now that I think about it. But moving out when you know the Magyars get all that extra attack is kind of a painful decision, and a decision I'm sure he regrets now. And JorDan's playing clean. Also, very possible this house will go down. This villager can only repair for so long. This house is going to go down. If you look at the HP, this is going to be a problem, and Vlez realizes that and runs away. JorDan, a little awkward here as the starting scout is attacking his archer. But he's still got his archers. He's going for the blacksmith now. And this has been so bad of a start for Vlez, I don't even think he can compete with the archer follow-up, at least when it comes to getting the upgrades. Snack Bandit says, why were there so many big names missing from this tournament? MBL signed up for the qualifier and then canceled the day of because of his brother's birthday. So that's one player who didn't play, which I haven't asked him about that, but does that mean he forgot his brother's birthday was happening until he got a call from his mom or something? Anyways, so that's why MBL didn't play. Air wasn't playing AoE2 at all. He did return and start playing ladder games, but he didn't sign up. Viper's been focusing on AoE4, and then Leary has been... he hasn't really been playing AoE2 either. And then I think also part of that is I think Leary has like some level of mandatory army right now or something. Which doesn't mean he's like actively fighting, but I think he's got to like be doing some stuff. But you know, we're coming out of that phase, hopefully. It was a weird time, right? AoE4 came out, events were a bit quiet for a little while. Obviously during that time, there were other things happening as well, and so people weren't really sure. But then players like JorDan, players like Vlez, like the whole time were just like, yeah, why would I stop playing this game? AoE2 is awesome. And we're kind of coming back out of that right now. So good opportunity. I mean, with what is at stake, right? The fact that you could win this set and make it to the other event we've been wanting to talk about. Red Bull Wololo Legacy is just amazing. JorDan still has his man-at-arms, and he just waited to see the Overforge there as he's trying to micro his archers on this side. He's microing nicely. He's taking Vlez off another resource. Not bad from him there, and not bad from him here either. This looked a little rough for a moment, but he's on 2 ranges now, and he's looking good. I don't know. I can't believe any of the words that people say, Champy, because Leary said he was going to focus on AoE4, and then I don't think he is. I think he lost horribly. Hera said that he was going to focus on AoE4 and not AoE2, and that he was going all in on AoE4, and then he lost the first set in a tournament, and then said that AoE4 was boring and that he can't play it anymore. Then he went to League of Legends, and now he's playing AoE2. I don't know. MBL said over the last 6 years that he was quitting like 6 or 7 different times. I think if there's a lesson to be learned, it's that people are emotional beings, and that, you know, you have thoughts and opinions at times, and you might not necessarily feel the same way a couple weeks later. You know, that's the lesson to be learned. So yeah. But in terms of Vlez recovering in this game, he has one thing going for him right now, which is the slab farms. And so he's got 17 farms, just added one. JorDan's got about 14 farms. And JorDan doesn't have the faster farmers. But what JorDan does have is he has all the control in the game. And he has the ability to hit this wood line. And I really like the tower for Vlez because he really needed it earlier. Let's see if he can hold on from here. I remember Vlez fell a little bit behind against Miguel in their first game. And Vlez ended up bringing it back. And JorDan was casting that with me. So he knows the skill set that Vlez has. Obviously took the lead a little early on. But the micro and the unit production still has to be good here for the German. No one really quits AoE2. It sounds like it's like we're the mob. No one quit. No one, like the cartel. No one leaves the cartel, if you know what I mean. You don't get to leave. We get to fire you. That's what it sounds like. Now, what you mean is this game is amazing and it always brings people back, which I understand. But the way it's said just sounds like so like threatening. Wow, look at that. Honestly, so good from Vlez. How is he up at this time? With horse color and everything. That's impressive. And I think JorDan is realizing that he can't really do a lot of damage comfortably right now. He's got to pull back home. Something that will maybe hurt JorDan is that he doesn't have his army here yet. And if Vlez could maybe just pass through here. Like, JorDan won't want to engage against this. Let's see. Okay, he does get a kill, though. That's good for JorDan. And that'll force Vlez back. I was thinking if he maybe came this way, JorDan ran away, and then he could loop around to the gold, it would be good. JorDan on point with his eco upgrades. He just went for horse collar, which is a must. It's fairly standard, by the way, to skip that upgrade until at least mid-feudal age off a man-at-arm build. So it's not like that was a mistake from JorDan. You just aren't able to afford man-at-arms wood upgrade and also horse collar and also a range and also the fast blacksmith, etc., etc. We're going to see Vlez switch into knights, and he's going 2 stables here. And Vlez's army count looking pretty good. We're going to have JorDan on 2 ranges, 1 stable. It still feels like crossbow is going to be the most dominant unit, at least until +2 armor comes in. And this is a fight that looks pretty good for JorDan right now, but he did lose an archer. Still, in the end, he's killing a lot, and I think not ACCM, sorry, I have him on my mind still. I think Vlez just made a mistake. I think he's trying to kill as many archers as possible so his knights will work. But I think he could have at least justified getting the crossbow upgrade. Being a little more patient with that army. 19 kills for JorDan. As he wants to pounce on this. But he doesn't know about the stables yet. See what Vlez goes up to. But I think Vlez has to go all in here. I think going for knights and siege and monks and everything is the way to do it. Okay. Just laughing at some of the comments here. JorDan's got to be thinking, where is this guy taking wood? He didn't even see any villagers here. That would actually make me think twice about my scouting, but he scouted everything. Also has this scout. I don't know if that's auto scout or what, but still scouting the map. Knights here for Vlez. JorDan should probably see that. His crossbows are moving all around. I think a must for JorDan in this scenario, in normal situation, is a monastery. So he can convert the knights. He's gone for the town center. No monastery, and he is still open there. And again, I'll say, I'm impressed that Vlez hasn't taken more losses than this. JorDan really wants to kill the monk. JorDan has to be careful because of the siege that's about to pop out. Potential. Nope. Yep. Nope. JorDan sees it. Here come the knights. Interesting that JorDan town centered the wood instead of town centering the gold. I feel like the gold should be priority, but could always do that shortly. And now he's on 2 town centers, and now he's got to make sure he hasn't overchopped trees. And great job from him to keep Vlez out. And this is maybe why he needed another wood line. Now that I see this, it kind of makes more sense. Okay, Vlez getting chain barding armor. Expanding his wood line a little bit. Force JorDan home. JorDan's uncomfortable being out there. Jordan's Knights get the attack upgrades for free, plus he has some armor, so his Knights aren't the worst right now. He's going to gain a Vil count over the next couple minutes because he's got 2 TCs. But I think the correct play for Vlez, especially with all the forward golds for Jordan, and having the fastest farmers in the game, is go all in. Go all in here. Men-at-Arms are going to get cleared. Make more monks, make more knights, make more siege. This is definitely a weak army for Jordan. 11 crossbows? Doesn't seem too strong right now. Hasn't made any more. They got 1 stable for the knights. The monastery was a little late. Now that score, by the way, is deceiving because half of that score difference is just the fact that Jordan has scouted. Look at Vlez and then look at Jordan. You get 100 points per 10% of the map scouted. But that's probably accounting for 500 to 600 score. This is a composition that can kill Jordan. Vlez is in a really good position right now, and he knows it. He headshots that monk. He gets some conversions here, and Vlez, now look at the score. This is with all that scouting. Vlez is in amazing position. Jordan's Knights don't have the upgrades. He doesn't have the stables. He doesn't have the numbers. He doesn't have protection on the gold. And this monk will get killed. Well played there from Jordan. He really needs to kill as many monks as possible. He's going to get a conversion too. But we could see more monks for Vlez and more knights. 13 military versus 5. And again, the long-term golds for Jordan are so worrying. Uh-oh. That's a weak knight. You don't want to... Oh my goodness, Jordan can heal it. The reason it was a fast conversion is because Vlez wasn't healing it. And so the knight was like, yes, I'll come to your side, please. I would love to be healed. Are you going to heal me over there? Yeah, okay, I'll come to your side. That's basically what went down. We'll have mangonels. Now, Magyars don't get redemption, if I'm not mistaken. And so you can't really deal with the siege. Your monks. Also, if we don't see Sanctity soon... For Jordan, he could have some big problems. 30 HP monks get one-shotted by the siege. I'm always preaching Sanctity, but at this point, you're probably thinking monk numbers. If you're double monastery, though, normally you're going to want Sanctity because you have 1 to research it in. Love this from Vlez. The wood situation was awkward for Jordan earlier, and he remembered it. And here he is. And, of course, both players are going to have some monks, but Jordan actually has more here. And so Jordan switching into the pikeman upgrade now. And not looking too bad for Jordan right now. He takes out the siege. He's also going to take out... He doesn't take out the monk. Uh-oh. No Sanctity. No Sanctity. His monks are going to go down. He's lost a lot of monks there, guys. But he's got a lot of pikemen. And he's got 3 barracks, full queue with pikemen. Jordan's got a 20 villager lead. Where's the siege for Vlez? Where are the additional numbers? Oh my god, and Jordan's killing villas over here. GG. Jordan held on. Wow, what a sick play from Jordan. I mean, everything went right there. He had this walled out. He had 2 knights over at Velez's base. And then Vlez wasn't able to make more monks that whole time. I was expecting like 5, 6, 7, 8 monks. Obviously, Velez's eco has been a disaster area, right? Like, the wood situation, the gold, the stone, everything. He's also had fewer villagers working. But now Jordan should be able to hold. And getting that extra attack, having +2 attack on the pikeman is so helpful in those engagements. I think Vlez has maybe 1 or 2 more fights in him before he realizes this might be over. Also, as a big fan of Magyars, I'm very happy to see that Jordan is using them so well. Also, the starting scout finally dies. Rest in peace to him. It's sad, though, because I also am a big fan of the Slavs. Vlez, you see what I'm seeing? Going for men-at-arms. Slavs get it for free, so I can't really say it and have it be fun. So I'll just say, supplies! He gets supplies for free. So he's thinking the best way to counter this is to go for longswordsman. The issue, I would say, is now that Jordan has this many pikes, he could just go pikeman knight. And pikeman knight is probably going to be fine against mainly longswords, but it does obviously depend on quite a few factors. Okay, 1 for 1 there. This is all fine for Jordan because Jordan's economy is greater. Jordan's got 35 farmers. Even getting handcart now. Like to see maybe JorDan, if he senses this, maybe consider getting supplies as well. But nah, I think he's just going to go Knight Pike, like I said. Vlez needed to be making this switch after a really good fight, like when JorDan was desperate with pikemen. But JorDan was never truly desperate. So this Knight is desperate to find his way home. He's trapped. JorDan maybe sending the Knights for a counterattack. I mean, that worked before. And, like, Vlez needs to kill him, right? Vlez needs to take a really big fight. Conversions are going to be needed. JorDan deletes that Knight. Ooh, awkward to move in there with just pikemen. But awkward when you have nothing at home. JorDan hits the golds. Yeah, and this is where I think Vlez has to force the engagement. There's no Knights here, so it's best case scenario. And also, well, he doesn't realize this, but you're losing so much you have to kill now. So he is doing well with the fight, right? JorDan's getting pushed back, but Vlez still hasn't noticed. Okay, and yeah, the GG's called. Vlez taps out. Vlez still couldn't win the game here, right? He runs into TCs. JorDan will make a few Knights. JorDan then has a 45 villager lead. Honestly, really impressed with Vlez. Losing 2 villagers early feudal should kill you. So as much as you know, we could talk about things he could have done differently after that, the fact that they had competitive uptimes is just insane and a testament to his skill with his transitional eco. But the scouting was off this game. You know, the scouting was something that we talked a lot about with Vlez against Miguel. And whoops, sorry, I didn't mean for it to go that fast, but he didn't see the barracks. So he saw the gold, and I think he assumed that JorDan knew he'd go man-at-arms and that JorDan would open archers, which is why he moved out. And then when he sees this, he's immediately like, oh, crap, I need to get out of here. And then it was a little too late. All that said, what we see as a follow-up here, and I got to be quick, because anytime JorDan plays, the next game starts almost right away. This is something that needs to be walled. That's something that is just kind of inexcusable, and maybe just because it's the first game of the day. JorDan won't mind, though. JorDan takes the first win. What? Vlez. Crazy player over here, choosing not to go Mongols on a map where there's 3 elephants. I'm really surprised. But he is going to run forward, and he is going to steal one anyways. So, you know, Mongols, they have the scouting bonus, and they also have the hunt bonus. Look at that from JorDan. JorDan was trying to take that right away. Vlez starts off game number 2, taking this very seriously and says, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's 3 berries. There's 3 elephants. And then the gold is normally positioned to one side of your TC, which the enemy will have to scout. You can see the golds are on the south side for both players here. I'd never seen this map prior to casting this tourney. And now JorDan's turn. They could just agree to disagree or agree to not steal elephants, but that's not how it works. And so JorDan says, you take mine, I'll take yours. It's funny. You're so close together, you probably have to do it. But I feel like losing an elephant is not that big a deal when you still have 2 more. Losing an elephant or a boar is a big deal when you only have 2. And then you lose one, you go down to 1. And you struggle, but both players made that look super easy. Now, there's one big difference. And the big difference is that the Eagle Scout can actually heal inside the town center. Where did it go? It's over here now, but if you wanted to, it would take some time, but you could fully heal up this Eagle inside your town center. That's not something that JorDan can do with the Scout. Yeah, I like this map. I think what's cool about this map is the initial focus on gold. But then after that, it's about expanding a bit, you know? Overall, when I think Koreans these days, I think about opening with archers. You get the armor upgrade on your ranged units for free. Every age. You don't really have any bonuses that could benefit you in Dark Age other than stone mining, I guess. They mine stone faster. Their villagers see a bit more, but that doesn't really help you. Incas are a bit more flexible because they don't have to make as many houses because their houses give them more pop space. They also start with the llama, which gives them extra food. So Incas feel like an eco bonus div where you can go for the men-at-arms. People always talk about having the option to heal eagles, but do pros actually do it? It's not done as frequently these days, but I think it depends on the player. I do see it, but it's mainly in games that like I play. So I don't know. Maybe like Vlez is clearly scouting everything here right now, and he deems that's more important. But I do it. Back in the day, everybody did it. Maybe I'm too old. But what's funny is since they both have a weak scout, the Eagle Scout is strong again. If it's full HP, the Eagle Scout wins in Dark Age, and then the normal Scout wins in Feudal Age. So if JorDan wouldn't have lamed, he could just fight back that Eagle. But since he did lame, he can't fight back the Eagle. All right. So it is time to see what the strategies are going to be. See what the execution is going to be like. It feels like this could be a micro one. You see the gold for JorDan. And I think I'm spot on. I think he just goes fast archers. Without militia. He's already on golds. Over here, you've got Vlez. Notice that JorDan isn't going for a mill, by the way. He's using the mining camp as his second Dark Age building. And then Vlez is going for the mill. So we have different approaches here. I don't know. I think that both players are doing the correct thing. I think going man-at-arms into archers and skirms, whatever, with Incas is the correct play. And then JorDan, I think, is doing the right thing as well. You want to play towards your strengths. So I like it from JorDan. He's going to have to be defensive here. Obviously, Vlez struggled with the defense in game 1 against men-at-arms. So Vlez is going to need to scout that. And yep, correct. Here come the militia. I consider JorDan and Vlez to be very similar players. They are always going for the most optimal play. They are never players who are going to go against the most optimal play. They're full-on meta players. I would say that it doesn't mean they're not creative, but I think they also know each other really well, and they play each other a lot in the ladder. If you think of the players who are in the top 10 who are the most active on the ladder over the last couple months, it's probably been JorDan and Vlez. Maybe another name or two. And so I think they played each other like 100 plus times, and they respect each other's skills when it comes to the man-at-arm archers. So they just know. There's a lot of stuff they know. JorDan saw the gold. I think he just saw the militia. That should tell him what he needs to know. He sees the villager here. He actually didn't see the villagers were on gold, which is interesting, and he's coming home. JorDan paying attention, sees the militia, walls up. So yeah, even if he didn't confirm it, now has the walls. Archer range for JorDan. Now here's the problem. So if you are not up 30 to 60 seconds faster than the player who's going man-at-arms, which I think JorDan wanted to do, but he's unable to pull off right now, they're going to have just as many ranged units as you. So JorDan's range is at 60%. This is at 50%. I mean, it's going to be close. So it is definitely more difficult for JorDan here because he's got units battering down his walls that he has to repair. And with one miss micro of his archers, he's screwed. So look at this, though. He's going to rush fletching, guys. Really smart. He's going to rush fletching, so now his ranged unit's stronger. And Vlez is going to try and punish this and drop a tower. I love it. The best way to punish straight archers these days is to come forward and drop a tower. We saw Winchester do it against JorDan when JorDan tried to go straight archers in game 1 in their series. Then and I thought, okay, well, that's just over then. JorDan's going to lose the whole series. He lost 2 games, came back and won 3 straight, and that's why he's here. But yeah, JorDan's going to have to think about another gold. And he does have gold on this side, but that's still really exposed and awkward. So he's got to get out of here. So fletching for JorDan. The bright side, though, is that he can just switch sides right now. This is what's awkward about this map. He can kind of just go, okay, whoop, and he's going to switch sides. And now Vlez is going to be like, well, dang. I can't really run through here because of the town center. And so I think he might end up walling this tower up and then just sending all of his army back home. JorDan can still take berries, double berries. He could still take gold. And now if you're Vlez, you should be sending all your new range units over here. Something that's bothering me about Vlez right now is that he's not keeping this archery range queued all the time. That's a big issue. It was about 10 seconds of idle time there. You know JorDan's coming. You're only working on one range. You can't really justify struggling in that department. And yeah, everything comes back. And what a great job from JorDan. That tower, it looked like he could have done so much. But JorDan just calmly ran away. He even was very patient with it. He's out of there. JorDan gets a villager pick. So this is now, what, 31 villagers killed by JorDan? And 0 by Vlez throughout the whole series so far? I think Vlez might have killed 1 or 2 in the previous game, actually. Oh my god, and JorDan's micro there too. 4 OKD, guys. 4 OKD. Also, I wonder if JorDan can see this at all. Okay, he will need to check this, but it is something to think about for him in the long term. Now Vlez is going to be kicking himself and struggling and think about his eco. He also has 2 things of berries, but he's starting to farm a bit more. JorDan the same, obviously. The fact that JorDan wasn't forced into a tower. The fact that JorDan didn't even look like he would lose a villager that entire time is impressive. Rizek and Kaysen, welcome. You're not going to believe this. Both players asking the same question, or both viewers watching the same question. ACCM was up 3-0 against Yo. And Yo came back to win 4-3 in the previous semifinal. I'm not being sarcastic, by the way. I'm known to make jokes at times. That is actually what happened. And it was insane. Good micro here from JorDan. And now Vlez has skirmishers. So Vlez has a bit of a counter unit here. But when you're making skirmishers, guys, players like JorDan who get off to a fast start, they're going to be like, great. You're making a unit that costs food? And I can just rush to Castle Age. JorDan sells a stone, selling some wood too. He's trying to click up to Castle Age here. This is a stomp, man. This is like... I mean, the previous game, Vlez gave it a run for his money in the mid-game. But this game here, I don't see how Vlez has a chance. The thing is, he has to get armor on his skirms if he wants to be taking good fights. Because skirms have 3 base pierce armor. Archers with fletching do 5 damage. So you got 7 times 2 a shot, which means skirms are almost getting 2-shotted. If you get armor, which he's getting now, then archers only do 1 damage because it's 4 pierce armor versus 5 damage. Does that make sense? But forcing armor delays your Castle Age time even longer, and JorDan's going to be at 2 range, and JorDan's going to have free armor for himself, which doesn't matter that much in that engagement, and then he's going to have crossbow. And I don't even see how Vlez could, like, really save himself with a market or anything. I think he's just dead. This is insane. He did make a tower here. He's making a tower here. I'm sure that'll inconvenience JorDan a little bit. But unless Vlez starts to kill all these archers with his armored skirms right now, I think that JorDan's going to be in a good spot. Saudi, the finals are tomorrow. Tomorrow there's a show match between Hera and Sato, which is kind of out of place because Hera didn't play in the event, and I think Sato did. I don't know. I wish there would have been a 3rd place match, personally. I think that would make a little more sense. But anyways, there's a show match. I think I'm going to cast that. I'm not 100%. And then after that is the best of 9 final. I forget if the show match is like best of 5 or best of 7. But it's content. It'll be some good stuff. JorDan just being as patient as possible. And I think Vlez must know. Vlez must realize the situation. And we're going to see a tower. Now, if JorDan doesn't push this back, he's not going to have gold. So he's getting crossbow now. And he's just going to fight this, but there's still man-at-arms in there. JorDan has to be careful here. JorDan has to be really careful here. Like, he's going to lose Vils. But will he clear up the army, and will he be able to kill villagers from Vlez then? That's the thing, because Vlez is also going to have Vils here. So JorDan's underneath this. JorDan with the gate! JorDan gets crossbow. He's going to have Bodkin. He traps the skirmishers. And the skirmishers will all die. The villagers will all die. The man-at-arms will all die. Vlez still hasn't clicked up. JorDan. What a play, man. Yeah, the skirms don't have a chance at this point once all the attack comes in from crossbow and Bodkin. They would have to be elite. He doesn't actually have that many crossbows. And the villagers are repairing still. This is very... what's in here? What's happening? Okay, it goes down. And now JorDan can take his gold again. And Vlez has, like, no army. So I think that's better for JorDan. But man, that was messy. What I like about that from JorDan is that he just committed. Like, he didn't send in 5 vills and leave it at that. He's just like, YOLO, boom. Because I have to deal with this right now. Because he would not have had any other access to gold. But honestly, if Vlez didn't do that, he would have been dead. So Vlez maybe gave himself a chance here. JorDan needs to move out with the crossbows. Vlez trying to make a switch into eagles right now. The messy one. You have a tower here for Vlez. I like it. I like it. JorDan moves into the tower a little bit. That said, he's dodging most of the shots. I also really like that. JorDan might expect there's going to be something like eagles. But I still think a siege workshop is fine. I think mixing in some scorpions could be good. I think what's awkward for JorDan is that moving this way is not really an option. And that is where the gold is for Vlez. So going over here... Oh, this is such a good game. This is interesting. I thought Vlez was dead, but if he can... Honestly, if he can keep his gold safe on the other side, he might actually be able to recover from this position. I mean, it's still really bad. Don't get me wrong. These crossbows are going to sit here, delay farmers and everything, but Vlez has his gold. JorDan is over here, though. I think JorDan needs to rush out and take this tower with some villagers. He's definitely got some idols that he could bring over here. And I don't know if Vlez really notices that right now. JorDan could always take this gold, by the way, in the north. Something he may have scouted. Yes, he did. Great scouting from him. He's slowly killing Vlez's villagers here, who, again, is distracted. Eagle Warrior should deal with the siege, no problem. Eagle Warrior can deal with the crossbows, depending on the numbers, too. But the economies are pretty fragile for both of them right now. Like, JorDan is starting to have to mix in farms with 24 on wood. And he killed all but just one villager over here. JorDan is killing his own crossbows. Which is not a sight that he would like to see. Now is to run away. Good repairing there. You need to have +2 armor and Eagle Warrior. But still, it'll be interesting. Because Koreans actually don't have any minimum range on their mangonels. Or they... Oh, God. That was a doubt shot if I've seen it. But watch. Big shot right here. Okay, good split there from Vlez. Yeah, he kept it alive there, JorDan. Good job. These crossbows get cleared. 41 villagers versus 46. The Eagles are massing. JorDan's food economy isn't the greatest thing I've ever seen. The siege is a little more awkward now. JorDan can't take the golden stone on this side. JorDan still trying to get his farming eco rolling. I like it. Obviously, something like longsword could be an idea against the Incas. But I think we could see Vlez maybe even booming on 2 TCs pretty soon if JorDan's not trying to pressure. Eagle spam's insane. And we are seeing man-at-arms for JorDan. So JorDan is going to try and go for... He's actually going man-at-arms out of this barracks. He's going to try and go for a counter to these Eagles. So the way JorDan is walling up shows how much respect he gives Vlez and show much how... So, blah, 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 blah. Let's try that again. Shows how much respect he gives these Eagles. And those have to get through here. They're through. Gonna hurt JorDan. Also, Eagles on this side. Also, this is gonna tell Vlez, as he slices and dices villagers, what JorDan is going for. Because he just saw the man-at-arm. Oh, man. Vlez. What a great job, man. I really thought he was gonna be in trouble. That forward did just enough to buy him time. And look at these villager kills now. Vlez takes the vill lead. He flies away. And he's out of here. Still has vision and control over these areas. JorDan, still only on man-at-arms. He just lost the majority of his farmers, guys. So he's just pulled these guys off of wood to go farm. He needs food. Eagles are also so much more mobile. They can dodge the shots unless ballistics is in for the crossbows. And our German player is very much on the back foot here. Yeah, Slingers would make sense if you start to see Longsword, but truthfully, Eagles can kill Man-at-Arms no problem. It's just the Longsword you have to worry about. And even then, I don't think Koreans get supplies. And there's a hole! There's a hole! And Vlez knows he'll probably lose these now, so he just says, let's just kill a Vill. Kill as much as possible while we're in here. Taking out Jordan's Siege Workshop. Vlez has brought this back. Has the villager lead. Another barracks for Jordan. Who's floating a lot of res, I have to say. Like, that's a lot of wood and gold. Well, he had wood and gold. Now he's buying food. I guess that changed. Longsword upgrade on the way. Sending the units back this way. Now we should see slingers from Vlez. I hope he's not too stubborn here. His range is kind of out of position, but we certainly saw that he had the warning that longsword was going to come. Oh, wait. Koreans get supplies? Okay, supplies! Sorry, I missed it. Now, Eagles can choose when to take the fight. They can run away. Should see some longswords in there, Vlez. Should definitely be making slingers. Slingers are unique to the Incas, out of the archer range. They're great against infantry. They're not good against crossbows, though, so that's what gets tricky. Jordan, calm, patient, building up this big army. Both players on one town center. There's actually a hole here. And this is going to be awkward for Jordan because he's got to repair the gate, too. But I guess, actually, he wouldn't mind it if they broke in. He's got the long swords. Jordan still then plugged the hole, which is kind of funny. And Vlez is now running into the long swords. Vlez is going to lose some army on both sides here. I don't think that's enough Eagles to take that fight. Unless I'm... I don't know. Eagles are Eagles, man. He's in on both sides. Oh, God, he's in over here. Oh, my God, he's got siege, too. Vlez is everywhere. Now it makes a little bit more sense. Eagles galore, and he is adding slingers. And just like earlier when I said that siege is good against the infantry that Vlez was making, siege is also going to be good against the infantry Jordan's making. This reminds me of AoE4, like it's a stealth forest or something. That's like one of the rare AoE4 references you'll see on my stream. Okay. I still think the long-term gold is an issue for Jordan. He's completely out of it. He's completely out of gold right now. He needs to push this back. Feel like there was time for him to come over here, you know, and take that tower out. Oh my God, Vlez just killed 5 of his own eagles. What is happening? What we know is that it's been a sloppy one. But what we also know is that Jordan needs to clear this. The Eagles for Vlez come in again with another raid. There's still a hole here. Jordan needs a house, palisade, something. He's going to get hit. And he's going to take the fight here at the same time. This could be double trouble for Jordan because after this, he definitely needs a clear up. But Vlez is ready. Vlez is waiting. And it looks like the composition is impossible to stop. Big shots there for Vlez. The slingers are in here too, so they're mopping up the long swordsman. And Vlez, I thought he was dead in this game. What a hold, what a comeback. I honestly thought he was dead. I had so much faith in Jordan to push that back. But that feudal age play from Vlez to run forward, drop the tower with all those vills, bringing the man-at-arms in, it might not have necessarily resulted in him killing a lot, but it gave him the time. And I also think the continuous towers here was really smart. Because when he was going for the continuous towers, I didn't really think that that would matter much. Because I was thinking Jordan would kill everything with crossbows. What happens was he fortified the area, which made it really awkward for Jordan to ever come down here. He then held and delayed Jordan, and then was able to get into the Eagles. And the whole time, Jordan wasn't ever able to harass any of the gold. I think if the, like, let's say Vlez does the same thing down here, but then his gold is here, I actually think he loses that game. Maybe. I guess there'd be this gold technically. It's a cool map, man. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's a really cool map. It is cool how you can switch sides like that. And how much of a talking point that is. Because normally it's like, okay, I can't take my main gold, and then my neutral golds are also outside of my walls or whatever. But being able to switch back and forth on each side is pretty cool. And good for the series that Vlez ties at 1-1. I'm sure we're going to see that when we look at this. Yeah, I mean, the food, gold, and stone was higher for Vlez. But the gold was the big difference maker there. Jordan, I feel like the Siege Workshop didn't make the most sense, and I would have liked to see more crossbows from him. Instead of the Siege Workshop and the Siege, maybe just go for 10 to 15 more crossbows. Then with longswords, you can maybe push it all back. But tricky stuff, high-pressure situations. You have a 1-1. Okay, so I was behind as we were talking about clips, and we're catching up now. Got to make sure we don't miss any lames, any sheep being stolen, anything like that. The map is Frisia, and we have JorDan playing as the Portuguese. We have Vlez playing as the Malay. And this is the exact matchup that we saw earlier in the day between ACCM and Yo. And I was incredibly impressed with how ACCM was able to play with the Malay. I feel like advancing faster to the next stage and being able to pile on pressure is really strong on this map. Normally what you're seeing is both players are docking, and then you tend to see like archers, men-at-arms. And I think the meta is pretty defined at this point. Like, I'm not sure it's worth it to go for anything else. We'll have to see. Guys, I'm just going to drink my water real quick. I'm sorry, my throat's getting a little sore. Let me just drink my water before we continue. Okay. How do I view the sub count? You guys can't view the sub count. I don't know if there's a way to make it public. I've done nothing to make it public. I might have something on stream soon where it shows up on stream. But I haven't done any work on that or alerts in a while, so just been focusing on the content. All right, back dock for JorDan. Lots of salmon here. Great spot for it. And then you have a dock here for Vlez. I talked about this in my earlier cast. Since you can drop off food from fish at docks, this is actually a much better dock because you can do that. Whereas for JorDan, if he would have docked maybe here, he would have been able to walk right over to this. The downside of that, of course, is that your villager's exposed and you can't really wall it in. But I think it's worth it. We've got 6 on wood already for Vlez. And it's about to be 7. And then it is also 7 for JorDan. So I think they're starting to save up wood because of fish. But also not just the fish. They're going to want a barracks at some point. The thing I don't like about this map is you only really have one safe gold. I know that there's other golds, but normally those other golds are going to be so far away that it's worse than your starting gold. And that starting gold can sometimes be brutal. We saw that in the other series. So Vlez has scouted the gold. I'm sure he'll want to pressure it. Also, he's here with his scout. Now, this is what I mean. JorDan's going to get the idea, and he's going to try and look for the dock. And he's going to say, hey, there's a villager here. I can actually kill the villager. And so this is the risk. And look, Vlez is trying to bring the vill back now. So good thinking from him. He should be able to bring the villager back now. That's the downside of doing what I said, where if you put the villager there, get food. JorDan being equally as annoying and waiting. We have loom for Vlez. We should see the click up. We see the barracks. So he's going to need barracks. He's got plenty of food. And then he's going to need villagers on gold immediately. This could devastate JorDan. This could completely wreck JorDan. There's a 45-second difference. And we're going to see the militia on the way. But it's so at the limit. Barely has the wood for the mining camp. Barely has the food for the militia. But will he be able to make it happen? He's gonna see what JorDan's up to. He's going to know that JorDan's going to go to that gold. I really don't think it ever makes sense to go for 2 docks in this map. But you always need one, right? Both civs good on water. Both civs good with man-at-arm archer, so it also makes sense for that reason. Okay, so JorDan... Interesting, actually. Vlez, I think, was considering making militia. But he decided against it. And, oh! JorDan's going to lose some HP on his scout here. Faster feudal paying off already. All right. So I guess instead what we're seeing for Vlez is we're seeing an early archer range. JorDan realizing that he could lose this scout. And he wanted to get as many hits as possible as he ran away. TC fire. Boom! What? What? Exclamation mark clip 30. Exclamation mark clip 30. What the? I just watched this scout take 20 arrows to the face. He's at 26 HP. It's a direct shot. It does 3 damage. Did it go over his head? What? And I have no clue how that happened. Now, I shouldn't act so surprised because I have felt like the TC firing on DE for the last couple years has been weird and inconsistent, but dude, JorDan's got to be upset with that one. Loses his scout. Should have probably killed Vlez's scout. and also kept his own alive there. Arrows going over the head of scouts. Very weird. Now, I think Vlez, through all that, has missed tracking the militia. So he sees the range. He doesn't know where the militia are. Now here comes JorDan. Vlez is already walled up. And Vlez is already on 2 archers as well as taking the hunt here. And that's the next big thing you want to take. And for JorDan, it is over here. And he might consider that a little risky. Shravamsha scout, yeah, right? Look at Vlez also pushing in the deer with his archers. What a beast, dude. That's honestly so good. Would love to see a mill here personally. I think that's an important step. But made the fire galley here to go over towards JorDan. JorDan has the second one in queue. And also, it's worth pointing out, JorDan has 5 fishing ships. There's only 3 for Vlez. Is that a tower? That is a tower. And whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is about to get so unbelievably crazy. All right, so Vlez is going to have to relocate a wood line because of JorDan's tower. But JorDan won't be able to hit the gold. Vlez is going to go to JorDan's base. And JorDan won't be able to tower because he just towered Vlez. Like, one person's going to lose wood, the other one's going to lose something, the other one's going to lose something, something, something. It's going to be crazy. Because here come the archers. And the archers can go for the repair villager or the ship. And JorDan actually ran out of gold. JorDan doesn't have a mining camp? Oh my god. No, he has the mining camp, but he pulled his villagers off. Wait, what? 2 villagers died here too? Well, I said it'd be crazy. I wasn't lying when I said it'd be crazy. What's happening? JorDan pulled his villagers off of gold and is probably regretting it now. The archers are coming in. This somehow is a thing. And now Vlez doesn't have gold, which makes very little sense. I guess the palisade wall went down. And it's 40 pop versus 40 pop at the end of the day. And the idle time is just off the charts. JorDan's tower is still garrisoned. That's where the villagers are if you're wondering. I think this means Vlez has the lead. Because Vlez is also able to hit JorDan's ships. And JorDan just made another fishing ship. Now he's making the fire ship. JorDan's economy certainly looking worse just because of the food, right? Vlez is able to farm. He also has his fish. Also taking the deer. But wow, that was crazy, man. There were so many things happening there. And those are not things you really plan for. I think that the most unfortunate thing there was just the fact that JorDan didn't have villagers on gold. Because if he still had villagers on gold, he wouldn't be having problems with his fish right now. And look at the scout for Vlez, the starting scout. JorDan really falling behind now. Did have fletching the whole time, wasn't really able to make use of that upgrade, whereas Vlez didn't have fletching until just now. He's been pretty good. Sometimes something's going to give in this situation, and JorDan might undermake on water. We might see Vlez make a bit more. I would love to see even a second dock if you feel like you're ahead on water for a few more fishing ships. JorDan idle eco longer than the game itself. Yeah, but to be honest, it's pretty high for Vlez as well. For JorDan, there's so many things he's looking at, and he was tracking these 2 archers, and 3 more archers come in. But he does have skirms. So he kills one of those archers. Ooh, this is going to be really close. I got to pay attention to so much now myself. Transitional food eco, I talk about it a lot. Getting horse collar, mixing in the farms. You see Vlez doing that now. JorDan should take a loss here. Vlez will pull back. These archers were killed. These archers running away. And we do have double dock now for Vlez, who's going to repair here. JorDan's food eco looking better now. And floating a lot of gold, so we might see a market for him. Sometimes in the messy games, the market can be all the difference. With Melee as well, you know, you want to rush up to the next stage. Maybe you could go for the market. Your Vlez. Vlez is pretty well protected right now. Because he has a lot of vision here. So as long as he keeps some army here, it's unlikely JorDan will ever do damage on this side. I think part of what's deceiving right now, let me actually look at the resources collected. Wow, that's really close. Wow, this whole game is really close. Vlez has only collected 500 more resources. Also, JorDan with 4 fishing ships still is pretty impressive. So that might change in just a few moments. Okay, little loop-de-loop from JorDan. Vlez Is he making more skirms here? He is. So this will be a fight that JorDan will have an advantage in, but you never know. JorDan with more military now and using the market. Again, like he's done that twice now over the last 2 games. And the previous game, I really thought he could have won it, but Vlez with an amazing play to delay the faster castle. Oh, big demo, though, for Vlez. JorDan noticed it splits away. It's still going to be fine, though. It's still going to be fine. The ships are going to go down. Vlez, though, same time, was able to notice JorDan was here. And also, convenient to have a fire ship here. I think the fire ship really helps out. JorDan somehow just missed that demo. That's crazy. But this army's now trapped over here against skirms. And you've also got an army down here. Both players kind of missing their time to react. And JorDan, I might like to see a second dock from him. I feel like if he controls the seas, it would be really strong for his ranged units to be able to move out across the map. On the way to Castle Age, Vlez nowhere close. I would say JorDan has the most deceiving micro in Age of Empires 2 because he doesn't do anything flashy. It's just, it's so... he does what's necessary, and then he moves on. It's correct prioritization of tasks. But yeah, his unit micro is really good. That said, probably a bad time to bring that up because it's 23 to 12 KD. Vlez has definitely killed more in this game. Maybe I should have waited for another game to bring it up, but I saw something in chat. And... JorDan sees this. He splits his fires, which is not easy to do. And, well, okay, Vlez has to take something down. Viper micro is faster, I think. Well, it's not about... I think Viper has the ability to multitask in more instances, for sure. But I'd say Viper also has some flash, right? He's got some flash. Some ooh, ah, ooh micro. Which is, I think, the micro we all want. But that's really the micro we should all stop trying to achieve. We should go for the effective micro. Okay, tower going up for Vlez. So this is 2 straight games where JorDan's faster. Like, way faster. But he's going for the towers. JorDan repairing with that lady in the middle of the swamp. She's doing a fine job. Good job here from Vlez. JorDan probably using the crossbows right now. And he's overextended here, I think. Wow, that's impressive from Vlez. Oh my goodness. He denied the dock. He got the tower up. He's now winning the fire war. No, he's not. But it was still a really good micro move. And now you've got JorDan repairing. I think we have double dock from both of them at this stage, assuming JorDan completes this, and he will. 66 pop versus 53, though. JorDan doesn't have as many, quite as much military at this stage, but it's still a really close game. He's just killed 2 farmers for Vlez. Where's this guy going? You gonna dock over here? What's the plan with this guy? Most of the fighting's happening on this side. Elite Skirm and Bodkin Arrow for Vlez. I think both players could use the food to go for the water upgrades. I think we'll probably see War Galley in for Vlez first, because he has a little bit more in the way of food, but... hard to say. 2 archers. This is the last thing JorDan would expect to run into his wood line. And no War Galley upgrade. You're starting to see the resources climb a bit more for Vlez, but he's not spending it if you see it, so... and there it is. He goes for War Galley. These 2 archers run in. JorDan has to abandon the entire wood line. Frustrating feeling. And now he wants to move forward towards what he'll see in skirms. And we see a town center for Vlez on that side. Interesting choice. And the demo. Boom! That's amazing demo. JorDan needs a demo of his own now, but he's not going to have his water upgrades at the same time. So that was amazing work from Vlez. And I think you have to credit him for doing the 2 archers here, because JorDan's probably not going to be distracted there if the 2 archers aren't making their move. But just checking. JorDan, yeah, he is producing out of this dock. Skirms are on the other side. This is such an awkward spot for the crossbows to be in. You've got the enemy on the left. You've got the enemy on the right. Also awkward for Vlez, though, because if a demo comes out, he could lose 3 ships. And boom. As I said, big problem for him. And the demo. Oh, man. The demo wanted those crossbows so badly. Not going to happen, though. TC completes for Vlez, finally. Vlez adding a third town center. Keep in mind, JorDan is on 1 right now. JorDan is definitely more focused on the military for the time being. And that could pay off for him. I think if he is able to maintain his numbers on water and get these crossbows somewhere into Vlez's eco, could be good. Not that many elite skirmishers. Over here, we have a 1v1 fight that JorDan will win. I don't know where that villager... Oh, there he is. Villager's there. JorDan's going to go for siege as well. It would be amazing for Vlez if he could kill some fishing ships with this. Fire v fire. Little repair game on the water. Man, these guys are so good. These guys are incredible. Again, the stakes are high for this too, guys. This isn't just to get to the final. The winner here cements their position in the $200,000 Age of Empires 2 Red Bull land in October. There's going to be a lot of different events happening over the next few months. Some I know about. And depending on your placement in some of these events, you qualify. And then there will also be a specific qualifier for it. So $3,000 if you win this whole tournament. But then who knows what that prize pool split's going to look like from like 1st to 16th when that event comes around. Right now, though, it feels as though Vlez is going to extend his lead in this game. You know, JorDan is making a lot more in the way of Navy and whatnot, but he could run right into a juicy demo! Oof! Could have been worse, too, to be honest with you. Could have been way worse for JorDan, as Vlez has to back away. But I'm seeing 3 town centers, and I'm seeing crossbow and elite skirm. So I guess the concern I have right now for JorDan is, are you ever going to be able to use all that military to kill something? Vlez wants to drop a castle, and JorDan's just Navy, 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 siege, crossbows. He's all in here. That said, he's had some really good success because I don't think the skirm number was ever high enough. You can see the pros and cons, right? No ballistics for Vlez. So his range units don't hit as frequently. Obviously, I think it's a little harder to micro too when you have to also do the town centers. I think if I were Vlez, I would castle here. I'm trying to think about that. Now, if you do that, then you don't get this long term. But you already have so much gold control with your town centers. This is where JorDan's pushing. This is where you get scared, I think. Is that a tower? He's dropping a tower. He wants to go guard tower. I don't know about that choice. I mean, that tells me he has very little faith he can hold. JorDan still has his fishing ships back there. He's still all in 1 TC. He's going to pressure this town center. That guard tower decision is either going to look brilliant or it's going to look really indecisive in just a couple minutes. Because guard tower isn't a cheap upgrade, guys. Guard tower is like 250 food, 100 wood or something. And has been banking up stone for a while. Like, he had the stone to be able to go for towers. He just didn't have the stone exactly for a castle. I mean, now he does. Anyone else a little surprised that Vlez is only ahead by 15 villagers? Because Vlez has been producing off 3 town centers. And JorDan's still able to hit here, but there's another tower going up. Vlez will add his own siege, and now guard tower's on the way. We'll see. I kind of like the guard tower idea, but I wish it would have been a little earlier, you know? But of course, he can't see the future. Believe it or not. Navy and a villager for JorDan. Has she just been following that ship because she's supposed to repair it? Okay, remind me to go back. I want to watch that later. And there's the double guard tower for Vlez. And yeah, now it's not looking too bad. And now maybe... now what you could do is castle here, possibly. I don't know. He's really thinking about it. It's like he wants a castle in a position that's going to GG JorDan. There goes the Vil. She's still chasing the ship, man. I'd laugh if she comes in with a clutch repair. Oh, big demo. Big demo. Big demo. And here she comes out of nowhere across the whole map. Oh, what a trooper, man. What a trooper. That's funny. She must have followed him the whole way around. Jordan's clearly not paying attention to her. Jordan's selling a lot of wood for gold right now as he's still like a little indecisive. Not indecisive. He's unsure where he can do damage. He's going to try his best to go up to Imp. Jordan now notices she's over here and is like, that's convenient. And Jordan's going to try and go 1 TC Imp. He's going to try and go up. Faster Imp on this type of map when everyone's really close, and you have a big ball of crossbows, can definitely win Jordan the game. Especially if this shot lands! And the shot is going to land! And it doesn't just land on the skirms, it could land on the siege too. Oh my god. Jordan can win this game. What micro there from Jordan? Jordan can win this game. He clicks up to the Imperial Age. Yes, he's behind in economy. But who needs economy with Portuguese? If you can make a Feitoria or two. And the only army that's out there that can really kill villagers is crossbows. I don't know, maybe 3 TCs is too much on this map. I mean, there's not a lot of farm space. Then again, this castle locks down so much of this area for Vlez. Who's still... Okay, well, now he's going to take the stone and gold. But I was going to say he had yet to take that gold back there. So, Jordan needs to kill. And the problem is, there's towers over here and siege. And now there's a castle here. But if there's an avenue for him to break through, like this, and then take out the TC, anything, he should be taking it. Whew. Now, hopefully he pays attention. I imagine he is. But, yeah, he could lose his whole army there, and that would be the game. Vlez also controlling this area. Vlez also very close to the Imperial Age. But he's going to need more army before I can say, yeah, this is definitely going to be a victory for him. Jordan going for more gold. Going for some of the stone back there. I like it. He's a little worried, I think, about walking over the marsh terrain. And Vlez has the food eco to go for just skirms if he wants to, and I think maybe that's what he's going to choose here. Ducks! What are you talking about, bro? Let's not talk about dangly nuts, please. Thank you. Okay, stone mining coming in. His stone is here, and I think he's got stone back here, right? So he could work towards a castle over here or castle over here. And in the end of the day, as much as I tried to be positive for Jordy, and there are positives for Jordan, he's got a lot of crossbows. There's only a 30-second difference in the imp time. Vlez, 127 pop, Jordan 120. Majority of Jordan's military, and he's going to have to make that work for him here. Feitoриa's for Jordan. This building takes up 20 pop space, gives you access, or gives you a trickle of all resources. That's certainly helpful here. I think 2 is enough, though, because now you have 100 pop space in eco, because it's 40 from the Feitorias and then 62 from your villagers. Oof, big shot. I don't know if either player would go for Onager, but obviously having these is helpful. And Jordan, what's happening? What's happening? Oh my god, what is happening, Vlez? Oh my goodness, dude. Holy crap, he just killed 4 for 0. And now Jordan is getting, he's getting elite skirm. But that's a sign that this could be over, right? Like the fact that you're going elite skirmisher when you need to be killing and going for Arbalest, Bracer, and finding areas to do damage kind of tells you everything. And Vlez just did such a good job dropping the towers and expanding his eco. There was a moment where I was like, ooh, I don't know about that tower. Or, ooh, I'm not sure about that. But the whole time, his eco was expanding. And it was a whole lot harder for Jordan to go for the kill than it was for Vlez to hold on here. That micro was impressive. And now we have another Feitoria, which Vlez might see. He's got fast fire ship, and yeah, he does see this. He can actually take it out with his fast fire ships. Kind of sucks for Jordan. Well, I think Elite Skirm kills everything now, except for maybe the bomber cannons that we're going to see from Jordan. And Jordan should definitely be trying from here. The Feitoria is going to go down, though. Jordan is making a tower, so his Feitoria doesn't get taken out by a fire ship. Pretty funny stuff. Tell how bad Jordan's economy is. Still doesn't even have Arbalest, but the time has passed. The skirms have full upgrades, so you're going to need something more combined with your Arbalest, even if you get the upgrade. Now, he got Arb. It's weird to me that he researched armor, but not Arbalest. Like, something went wrong in Jordan's mind. Like, maybe he clicked it, and he thought he already had Arbalest on the way. But again, I still think the big issue is everywhere he goes, he's going to run into some obstruction. Whether it's a tower or a castle. He does have a relic and whatnot, but I'm not sure how helpful that is. And okay, Jordan's going for a castle now in this area. This is Jordan's final stand. And he is going to actually take out the ships here before his Feitoria goes down. I've seen some crazy stuff with Portuguese. Jordan is going to have to hold on here with very little map control. He's got maybe 30% of the map. I think 30% of the map is generous. And still doesn't have Arbalest. But if the game goes on long enough, technically things are okay. And Vlez loses a bombard cannon. Yikes, man. That said, who needs bombard cannons when you can make cannon galleons now? That's actually the play. Cannon galleons would be better than bombard cannons when Jordan is on an island. Yeah, you bet that's the play. Yeah, I would love to see heated shot here. I don't think we're going to see it. Jordan is now getting Arbalest. Again, though, his population is whatever this says, subtracted by 60 now. So he's really only at 90 pop. So Jordan is completely dead. Still, what a great game. I think what Vlez benefited from was early feudal. His macro looked really good there. He took control of the game. And what Vlez has done really good in 2 straight games, and he's been proving me wrong consistently too, is the tower defense. That's not something I normally associate with Vlez. I would associate that with someone like Tato. But the tower defense has been impressive. Also, he could research thalassocracy with the melee, and then his docks would start shooting arrows. As they would become harbors. We even see shipwright for Vlez. Means everything out of those docks is cheaper now. But yeah, Jordan's dead. Players don't want to resign into 150 pop. So he'll see that pop, and he'll think good things. Or he won't think good things, but he just doesn't see a reason to resign yet because of the number. But it is artificial population. Jordan taps out. And Vlez with 2 straight wins is up against Jordan. So interesting, that game. I told you guys I would look back at the villager, so let's just see. Okay, so here's the villager. Let's go back real quick. Let's find out about her as I talk about this. But I think that Vlez's macro was pretty impressive in high-pressure situations. Jordan prioritized the military, just wasn't able to really make it happen. And I'm just still going to watch her life in reverse. We know she died shortly after where we started. Okay, what a boring life. She started as a lumberjack. But yeah, Vlez. Impressive stuff there. Also, the Malay have had an incredible win rate in this tournament. Vlez with more wood, more food, more stone. Jordan did have a very gold-heavy army composition. That's why he didn't have as much food and wood, because he was tossing everything to gold. Not to mention, he had the Feitorias for a short period of time, so makes sense he'd have more gold. But didn't do much for the KD, didn't do much for his long term. And now Jordan will get to... Actually, no. Jordan doesn't get to pick the map. Jordan doesn't get to pick the map at all. The map is set, and the map is Atacama. Game number 4. Now, I think this is a must-win for Jordan. That is what I would normally say. However, Jordan did win 3 straight yesterday. In the quarterfinal, he was down 2-0 against Winchester, won 3-2. So, he has 3 straight wins against phenomenal players in him. And don't even get me started about what we saw between Yo and ACCM in that previous semifinal. Vlez is playing as the Teutons, and I wasn't expecting the Teutons. I did mention it, but I didn't actually think we'd see it. Vlez playing as the Teutons, and then we have Jordan playing as the Tatars. The whole idea of this tournament is to draft civilizations for the enemy, which then means we're not going to see the same civs. We're not going to see Magyars versus Huns and Persians and all those civs that really fit these maps, because players don't want to give good civilizations to their opponents. So Tatars, first time I've seen them here, and Teutons, first time I've seen them here. When I think of Teutons, I think of cheap farms. You could maybe bring up the towers and the castles and free murder holes and whatnot, since we might see that in the wood line. When I think of the Tatars, I think more food on sheep and lots of archers. So we will find out soon enough. That's code for selling roids to gym bros. No, that's not what that was. Though we did have people ask that kind of stuff. Yo, do you got anything in the back room that'll get me like real buff over the next 4 weeks? Like, no. Yeah, a lot of people might not know that's what I did before. But yeah, it's like, you know, it was a supplement store. Protein bars and shakes and drinks and powders and pills and stuff like that. Hey, JorDan will want to dock. I'm sure that'll be the same here for Vlez. JorDan benefiting from a much larger clump of wood here. Potentially game ending if Vlez ever gets pressured here, because he doesn't really have a lot else to go to. If JorDan were to get towered, JorDan could just move over here. If Vlez gets towered, I guess in theory he could move over here, but it's definitely less convenient. So that is something that I would be kind of disappointed with if I were Vlez. Obviously he doesn't see it, but if he were to rewatch this wreck, he's going to be like, what? How was that fair? Was that before or after the call center? That was after the call center. Call center was right before that. I did I sold beer. Ice cold beer here. I was a beer guy in college and I kind of worked part-time for the vitamin shop. And then I ended up doing some call center stuff. I worked at a Best Buy, sold TVs. I had a very short stint in a bunch of sales jobs because I realized that I absolutely hated that stuff. But it was all I was really good at. And then, yeah, I stayed at that company for a couple years before doing this. Here you've got the dock. Here you've got the dock. No surprise, there's 6 deep fish in each pond. You definitely should be going for it. But I think something that I've been talking about a lot is the transitional economy into farms. And I think that's what I want to pay attention to here, because I think that's going to end up being a really big deal. Having cheap Teuton farms feels so good in the mid-game. I sold massively expensive bird feeders for a summer. That sounds fun. Actually, that sounds awful. Hopefully you don't have to show up to people's doors. What do you do? Like, hey, do you like birds? And they're like, yeah, not really. You're like, what? You hate birds? What a horrible human. Yeah, I never did door-to-door sales, thankfully. Door-to-door sales is rough. But I was pretty close to doing sales stuff like that. So anytime I have someone come to my door, I'm as nice as possible instead of acting annoyed. Did you go to college, T90? If so, what was your major? I did go to college, but it was I just went to a community college to get gen eds done. Went for a year basically, and didn't do too well, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so then I just started working. That's pretty much the whole story. Okay, Jordan's gonna click up here. And okay, a lot to wood. So you're not seeing a lot of scout builds off the docking. You're seeing a lot of archer builds. I think half that is because if you want to make galleys or fire galleys on your water, that's wood and gold, and that's the same as archers. We see a barracks here for Vlez. I love this from JorDan. This is really smart because if Vlez wants to tower, he won't know that he can't go through there until he sends villagers over. Really smart thinking. And yeah, we got also villagers going to gold here. 1890, what's your greatest pet peeve? I mean, greatest pet peeve about what? About give me a topic. My greatest pet peeve about the gaming industry and the streaming industry is when things are said and they're acted. You act as if it's for the the gamers, right? Hey, we're gonna do this thing for the community, and really it's hey, we just want to make a bunch of money. You know, I guess what are they gonna say? We want to make a bunch of money, so try and be as honest as possible and stuff. I don't know. Is this scout trapped? His scout is freaking trapped. This is my pet peeve with this game, is that scouts get trapped between houses. Oh my god, what a disaster, dude. And Vlez 100% wanted to tower there. Vlez wanted to tower there, which is why he walked in there in the first place, but he didn't know about the houses till it was too late. Wow, man. So he's had to walk the whole way around, and he is making a tower anyways, but that doesn't exactly deny the wood, does it? So the houses for JorDan, I mean, I think it have to be said, the wood line situation, not the greatest for Vlez, but still, yeah, the creativeness from JorDan to scout that and adapt to it is impressive there. You've got 4 villagers that'll hop inside of this tower. There's 5 over here for JorDan. JorDan should win the tower war. Teutons do have the potential, though, to send more villagers into the tower. I just don't think it's worth it. And JorDan obviously knows the man-at-arms are coming. He's making archers. He should be able to keep himself protected here. But there's a lot of pressure, and they're going to have to hop out and repair and do a bunch of different stuff. So it's going to be awkward here. And there's no counterattacking for JorDan. So for Vlez, he's delayed his archer range. His eco is actually looking pretty good compared to JorDan's. At least with his eco upgrades coming in and going to the berries. And now we have Vlez with some quick walls here. He really wants to hold this position. But JorDan's going to get villagers to the base. Great job from JorDan. And so what should happen here is this tower gets shot down from Vlez and he has to abandon this area. You can tell Vlez was thinking, oh, he sniped JorDan's scout. He was thinking about bringing the man-at-arms back. And wait, did he? JorDan walled himself in. Okay, but JorDan didn't actually start attacking again. Okay. Here comes man-at-arms. Greatest pet peeve is archer ranges on islands. No, man, that's great content. Okay, this is what I talked about earlier, okay? The cheap farms, this is huge. And JorDan doesn't even have a mill right now. So I think this tower rush has been hugely successful. As much as the house thing was crazy, the scout actually got out for Vlez. JorDan hasn't actually brought archers over here to deal with this. Oh, God. And JorDan just lost a villager there, too. Now, it's a good strategy, actually, to put archers inside your towers because you don't have as many villagers idle. But I think in this case, it would have actually been really good to just have your archers over here. All right. The reason people tower rush with 4 villagers is basically because if it's a 50-50 situation with the tower rush, you're at least forcing them to have like 1 more villager idle. And it also feels a lot worse to have 5 villagers forward for your economy. A very good question, because someone's like, well, it's going to be 5 versus 4 every time. Why do they send 4? It's basically based on how the economy operates. But yes, half of that is at least in theory anyways, as JorDan gets denied off that stone. I think it's because the repair game allows the person with 4 to just maintain their position and do whatever they want with the game. I think 4 is the magic number. I mean, 5's not necessarily bad, though. There was a villager there. Wow, 2-to-1 eco KD. JorDan really struggling here with everything that's going on. But JorDan's not out of this game. JorDan does have a lot of ranged units, and this tower can't be, or won't be repaired anymore for Vlez. In the end, though, if we look at the wood collected, I'm curious. Okay, JorDan has actually collected a little more, but look at the food. You also have to remember that JorDan's wood that he was collecting was here, and now they've got to walk. Now they've got to place a lumber camp, and if I check in, like, I don't know, a minute, I bet you Vlez is higher. Yeah, also, before fletching, 4 villagers have the same damage per second as 5, which is probably the most important reason. But as someone who has tower rushed many times on all maps, 5 always just feels bad for your eco. But there's a lot of factors, and I think everyone's got their own preferences. This is kind of funny. Vlez's scout is dead now, and he's like, oh, I'm going to hit his wood. And now he's like, oh, drats, he's not here. Here comes JorDan with his archers. Good counterattack. He's got healthy numbers here. JorDan trying to get his kills. 47 pop, 43 pop now for Vlez. Vlez waiting for skirms. Sending multiple vills over here, and he's also looping around with the archers. That will surprise JorDan. However, JorDan is through. No armor for Vlez, which is a shock for me. But he's making skirms. He's not really. Actually, ran out of food there. Needs to make some more army. Jordan's point of view. I think he wants to go Castle Age. But Vlez can kill the villagers. But Vlez is also reacting here, I think. Little sloppy for Vlez. Obviously attacking ahead of time. Giving Jordan a heads up to save those villagers. Another tower. Ah, interesting. Now here it might be worthwhile sending more than 5. Because Teutons can do that. And oh, we have a dock for Vlez. So Vlez is docked here. And he's going to kill Jordan's fishing ships. Something Jordan won't see. And Jordan just did a little ring around the rosy here. But he wasn't able to kill much more than just that one villager. This is going to be interesting because Jordan's food eco is really fragile right now. This is where it gets deceiving as a player. Because you think, oh yeah, I can go up to Castle Age. Then you start to lose access to everything. And then you're like, oh no, I don't have farms. Jordan, though, has consistently used the market this game. So I think he'll continue to do that. And he does have crossbows still, and you never know what that can do. But another villager down. Still didn't deal with this. The eco KD now 5-3. Vlez has that farming eco I talked about. Sorry for moving around on the minimap that fast. And I think Vlez is going to drop the perfectly timed, the most perfect timed tower. Look at this. If he can get... He patrolled, guys. This hurt. I hate it when this happens. He did it again. Yeah, get him away. Here we go. He patrolled, and it started attacking the house. But he's going to go right in for the wood line. Look at Jordan's resources. He's on the way to Castle Age, but he's not going to have anything. And he's got to rush this down. But does he have the army here? Okay, Vlez, pull your archers down for the Vils and use your skirms against the archers from Jordan. That's what you do here. Oh, man, Jordan's in big trouble. Oh, man, Jordan's in big trouble. The villagers are dropping everywhere. Vlez, who's already up 2-1 here, could take himself one game away from getting the victory. He'll garrison. Jordan can't have wood. Who said that Jordan had the best spot for wood? Not me. I would never say that. I would never claim that that was unfair. And the persistence from Vlez has been incredible. Their transitional economy to the farms we talked about. A big reason why maybe Teutons aren't too bad here. The only thing that Jordan really has is a few trees over here and then gold that's about to get towered. So Jordan has to hope that these crossbows can do what they need to do to bring him back in the game. Oh, and Vlez sees that this tower is about to be shot down and he gets there too late. Well played, Jordan. So Jordan could actually take this wood, kind of. Bad spot to be in right now if you're Jordan. Vlez is fishing here. Jordan does have a dock here, but he can't even afford to make a single thing over here. Oh, that's so sad. We have another tower going up. Jordan's going to run this way. I think he could deny that tower. And Vlez is looking for wood. Vlez sees this. And yeah, Vlez should know that the only thing he needs to avoid now is this. That's it. If he avoids that, he's fine. But he has to keep track of that. And now Jordan is making a run for it to go to these trees. But Vlez doesn't see the crossbows anymore. So Vlez is like, I think I could actually finish this tower. The next step for Vlez to win this game is know that the crossbows are looping around to his base. That's his next step. Apart from that, everything is good. His resources are insane. With Teutons, you can fit 10 villagers in each tower, so I think placing a tower on the gold would be a safe bet. But I don't think he thinks the crossbows will come in on that side, so he's just waiting to react. Let's see. Jordan. Okay, and wow, well played. Super well played from Vlez. He just reacts. He runs away. He's going to be up in 30 seconds. And now he sees, oh god, this tower is perfect. This tower is amazing. Jordan, unsure what to do with these crossbows. He can't really make many more of them, guys. He can't take resources. And he caps out. He calls the GG. He even calls the GG before Vlez hits Castle Age. Which tells you how dominant the position is. A lot of times you feel like it's bad. And then you say, well, he's stuck. And I'm sure he sensed it, but still. Vlez. Very well played, man. I mean, I think the house wall from Jordan was brilliant. what I look back to is, and I'll actually show you real quick. Now, obviously, so many things happened in the mid game. A big thing was farming. But hold on, right about this stage of the game. Okay. Archer range at 50%. JorDan has one archer. And he's got, he's got one archer on the way. So let's go 12.5 minutes. Okay. Vlez has 0 ranged units. So he is making some. JorDan is about to have 3 archers. I think you have to bite the bullet. And I think you have to garrison with your villagers here. And your archers are either clearing this, which is kind of what Vlez wants, but whatever. You're either clearing this, or you're counterattacking. You need to get a counter in if you're going for the ranged units faster. And I think that's what hurt JorDan. JorDan stayed back too much. And due to that, he gave Vlez the control of the game. Allowed Vlez to focus on the economy, which was so good for him. And I think JorDan, if he takes control of the game with military, he's okay. The sitting back has happened a couple games now where he tries to use the market and go up faster. And in that time, Vlez is able to take control. So that's something JorDan's going to have to sort out over the next couple games. All right, so in the north of the map, we're catching up here. We've got JorDan playing as the Burgundians. In the red, we have Vlez. Vlez is playing as the Bohemians. I don't know how I'm so far behind. The website I used to tell me who's in games literally just told me they started. So anyways, we're in. Skipping through some of the early stuff, I guess. Burgundians can research their eco upgrades 1 age earlier. That is a huge bonus to have, especially when you have stone walls. So for JorDan, he's just going to be able to take advantage of that. There's no question. As for Vlez, his spearman line, his pikeman line, they do additional bonus damage, which is very good against the Burgundians. And then they have the ability to research chemistry in Castle Age, which is fantastic as well. So something like Halberdier Hand Cannon, I think would be a strong composition for the Bohemians. Bohemians as a whole, though, are less mobile. So they're not a civ that's generally going to go cav. They're not going to raid much. They're going to go right up in your face and try and take the middle. So I expect a lot of that here. Canceled all my plans today to stay in and play AoE2 and watch the stream. Nice. Plans are overrated, man. Sometimes you just need one of those days, right? Or in my case, years. Or like, I don't know, 5 years. Yeah, that's about right. Sometimes you just need that. 5 subs to 800, that's doable. Yeah, it is doable. Especially when you gift 5 subs, Greg. That's not what I meant. But thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to expect JorDan's going to go just boom here. And as for his unit composition, I'm not really sure. I think the arena way of doing it would be fast castle into a barracks and a stable and research light cav and patrol the middle with your scouts and your light cav to deny the relics. And I think the counter to that would be you have full-on boom if you're Vlez, right? So you just add town centers. But you try and go for maybe a barracks with just spearmen to protect your monks. Now, you could also just say screw it and give them the relics and then just try and kill them with a faster Imperial Age. But I can see Vlez preferring to go for the spearmen and going for the monks. So I think that's going to matter. Now, what's funny is, and Marvin just brought it up, Burgundian hand cannons, what do they? Attack 25% faster? I forget what it is. Burgundian hand cannons are actually stronger than Bohemian hand cannons. So the composition I mentioned with including hand cannons for Bohemians is like technically weaker if it's gun v gun, you know? But remember, chemistry takes forever. So I think if Vlez is taking a boom approach and he researches chemistry while he's on the way to Imp, he's going to have more cannons. Not to mention we have the, what's it called? The Hufnitze as an option. So I guess it's a bit like, let me think of a comparison. Okay, let's say you're playing Arabia and you're Ethiopians and your archers fire faster, and then we want to go crossbow. But then I have crossbow, I have like 10 crossbows when you have 0. Does the fact that your crossbows fire faster in that instance help you? Yeah, but it's a really sucky spot. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I would break it down, but we'll see. Why no pro push deer to their mill, even when it is closer than pushing to the TC? A lot of it is down to what would happen with the villagers underneath your TC if you were to do that. I've tested it before myself. It's not necessarily bad to push it in towards the mill, but then you would be finished with your sheep, and then your villagers would have to move to a different task. So it's sometimes just easier when you have the time to just keep these villagers working and keep these villagers working and not have them move anywhere. 25% more damage and bonus damage, which results in weird fractional damage. Yeah, how does that work? Because hand cannons don't have bonus damage against hand cannons. So I guess it would be if there were hand cannons against infantry that would make a big difference. Anyways, this is precisely what I thought from JorDan. I think he's been a little quick with his uptime. I personally go 27 pop, but I'm lame, you know. I don't know if that's correct anymore. I don't play Burgundians a lot on close maps. Over here, though, we have... Oh, Barrack Stable. Wow, Vlez is actually going Barrack Stable. Obviously, JorDan's eco is stronger right now because of the eco upgrades, but he also had to pay for them, right? But I think JorDan will be able to sort this out. Just reading some chat. Someone says, I skipped feeding my newborn son to watch this stream. Some days you just need to self-love and AoE2. Okay, that's not what I meant. Okay, I'm not talking about being neglectful. I imagine that's a joke. I always hope those comments are jokes. I assume those comments are jokes. I cannot be held liable. Okay, now Vlez is getting his Feudal Age eco upgrades, but JorDan's had them the whole time. JorDan's up just a little bit later, but that's just the difference between another villager. And quite simply, Burgundians should be stronger with this. So I actually don't like the fact that Vlez is trying to go stable. He's trying to do the same thing with worse economy. I would have preferred that he focused more on the faster TCs and at most add a spearman with his monks. And also remember, there's been a recent change, so Bohemian monasteries aren't 75 wood anymore. It's 175. So that doesn't even get cheaper for you. What do you guys think about this map, though? Yay, nay? I personally really like it. What I find interesting is how... And I'd have to double check, actually. We'd have to go through a bunch of different generations. But it feels like the golds, the additional golds, are always on opposite sides of the player base, which I think is good. I think this is more fun than Arena, for sure. I like the hills in the middle. I think that adds an extra element. I think it's pretty solid. Fortified clearing. Like, I think it's a bit easier to justify aggression, but it's also in many ways easier to justify booming. So you got options. It's definitely more diverse than Arena. Sorry to Arena fans. The guys who love Arena just love the fact you can't run away. Because they go for some crazy all-in push and you're stuck, so... Alright, here is JorDan. JorDan saw the town center. Now he sees a scout leave the base, and that doesn't necessarily tell him it's a new one, but I think it's safe to assume. Okay, JorDan has his second scout. Now, the first moments are crucial in a child's life. Sorry, I mean, the first moments are crucial when it comes to this in Arena, because JorDan doesn't know for 100% that this is a new scout. But at the moment, he's like, okay, that's just his starting scout, and he's probably just booming. And so there's an opportunity for Vlez to show up and surprise JorDan, and JorDan might be looking away, and JorDan might then lose his scouts. Okay. This is that crucial moment. And see what I mean? Like, JorDan would normally react a lot faster, but he doesn't think that there's multiple scouts. And now he knows. And now JorDan's going to lose his scout. And actually, this is really good for Vlez. He's got a spearman here, too. And he's got the first relic in already. We'll see if he decides to heal up the scout or not, because he could heal that, but I would prefer to see the monks just go out and get the relics. And guys, what did JorDan skip here? He skipped going light cav. He skipped going light cav, which he might end up regretting, but there's only 5 relics, so if he could snag this one, I'm sure he'll be happy. With 3-2 split and still having the Burgundian economy. Dude, I'm not trying to tell you something about my girlfriend and I. We do not want children. And she... Anytime I say I have an announcement, there's always one guy who's like, oh, you're pregnant. And she does not appreciate people guessing that right away. That bothers her. Great snipes from JorDan. Snipes the monk and didn't lose a single scout. I was very well played there. So again, not bad for JorDan. He just has his Castle Age upgrades. He didn't rush the Imperial Age wood upgrade. But I think having both of these is huge. And he also deletes the walls in the back. Surprised we don't see more people do that. Can kind of get in the way. Again, 1-to-1 with the relics. Now Lightcav is in for JorDan. He delayed it, but I still think it's worth it. I like how he healed up his scouts. And I like how he's going after this monk here. Kills the monk, no problem. However, that could end up being a dead Lightcav. Got 19 on food versus 14 on food so far. I like JorDan's approach. But Vlez just dives right in to kill that monk. No way. So many monks are dying. All for something that's so materialistic. God doesn't care about relics. Okay? You don't need to pay for your sins with relics. It's all the king inside. Uh-oh. That gate could open. Ugh. That was awkward. That monk could have easily been saved, but when that's happening and you think, wow, that was kind of noobish, I wouldn't have done that. Well, they're booming on TCs, right? So they're adding everything else. Okay, 2-to-1 with relics. Could still swing either way with the final two. It feels like JorDan's going to get this one, though. Trying to protect his old man. And boink. There's the other monk. He's like, I got this one. Okay, so I think JorDan can still contest for this one. His 5 Lightcav is a lot, and Vlez is just trying to get as close to his base as possible. I like how when the monk died, he, like, threw it forward. He's like, take it! And just tosses it towards his friends. All right, JorDan, run. Run, old man. Run. Let's go. Throw the book down. No one needs that. Run. Come on. Oh, that's a thought. What if, like, when Fervor was researched, they dropped the Bible? Actually, this is a really weird angle. I don't recall this ever looking like this. What is this on his arm? What is this? Like, okay, he's got a book, but like, oh, it's like, oh, it's the other sleeve too. Okay, so both sleeves are similar. See ya. I don't know what, wait, hold on. I gotta see the other monks now. Can you pick up a relic too? Is that a Burgundian thing? No, it's just a sleeve. I don't know why that looks so different for me. I have zoomed in on a lot of monks. Okay. 3-2 for JorDan. JorDan, 64 villagers. Vlez, 66. I mean, okay, 65, 66, super close here. So we're going to see a TC here. JorDan probably will get a villager kill, though. He immediately goes around with the Lightcav on both sides. I like it. And he's going to make an outpost on both sides. University for Vlez. Maybe a little concerned about JorDan's mobility. JorDan will start to attack there, which will mean the villagers will be protected. Loom is in, but they'd still die to the Lightcav here, so this could be bad for Vlez. One spearman is a warning. It's not enough. And, oh, man. Okay, the warning happens. Oh, okay, he's dead. He will die. That's fine. And I heard something else dying somewhere. But, all right. What is... I hear a wolf. I heard a wolf gnarling. Gnarling? Not gnashing? Gnarling? I think gnashing. Yes, that's fine. And the key is actually this right here, guys. So this is the difference we talked about earlier. Is getting the chemistry in early enough. Vlez wanting to take this gold. Wait, he saved the Vil? No way he saved the Vil. Wait, what? I thought the Vil died. Okay, let's watch this again. That's nice, dude. Okay. Impressive. Impressive to say the least. Catch up to real time. Thank you guys for bringing that up. And JorDan is imping. It's behind a villager somewhere, and he's 4 town centers now. Dad, would you go Halb hand cannon here? Because you don't want to go for any cav. But you definitely don't want to go for Paladin if you're Jordan. I feel like your only other option would be to go for archer ranges and go for hand cannons. I guess you could go for the Coustier if you really believe in that. Coustilier or whatever. I originally was saying Coustilier, and then I was told it was Coustier, and now people are saying I had it wrong. I had it right the first time. I don't know. Atonement right now for Vlez. And I'm not liking the lack of production buildings for him. One barracks doesn't tell me too much. They're going to be an imp in no time. But also an interesting castle spot for Jordan. Because Jordan is placing a castle in the middle against a player who can get chemistry faster than him. So I feel like Jordan's castle might end up being a target. Okay, Jordan with the walls on the side. I find this interesting because I feel like Vlez wants to focus in the middle. If the roles were reversed, it would make sense. But yeah, I feel like this is fine for Vlez because this is where Vlez will want to fight. Jordan have a university. He should. He does. He's getting ballistics right now, so he might even think about skirmishers later. And he's going to go directly with hand cannons. The Burgundian hand cannons do 25% more bonus damage. However, you need chemistry completed. And chemistry is already completed. Excuse me. For the Bohemian player. The first thing you should do if you're Vlez is you should go Bombard Cannons and you should go Trebuchet. This is going to be really, really tough for Jordan to hold. We saw Bohemians dominate so many times on Arena. Maps like it. Jordan's going to save this villager. Good work. At least for now until the pikemen arrive. Also, you know what's stressing me out? Is these gates. I hope he locks these. Because sometimes villagers, like this farmer, will go close and he'll open the gate. Okay, Jordan saves the Vill. Impressive. Okay, Jordan making a Treb. But it's Treb v Treb. Also, Jordan clicked chemistry, right? He just now clicked chemistry! It's so late! That's even worse! He has nothing to stop bomber cannons. This castle spot is highly questionable. Highly questionable castle spot. We have maybe some monk upgrades here for Jordan. He's getting sanctity. Interesting. Chemistry still a minute out. Jordan now investing further stone into repairing a castle, obviously. Which means he's further away from having castles later on. It's tough to know what to do in this situation, right? Because the snowball has started. And based on what we've been talking about, I feel like both are just going to go gunpowder. This is just not... I mean, he's not going to be able to save this castle. Right? Oh, God! I guess he had clicked the Treb there, Vlez. Vlez has just enough pikemen out here to be able to take care of light cav. And those light cav go down. And that's why you want to go for the cav. The Trebs for Jordan also just going for the bombard cannons. As Jordan is adding skirms now. Now, it's very important that Vlez keeps his bombard cannons alive. And maybe he could even be a little patient for the time being. And just back away with them. I don't know. He's going to have Hufnitze in 60 seconds. Jordan, if I'm not wrong, got redemption. So he's thinking about converting the siege. Can you imagine if Jordan took out the siege workshop, though? Wait, is he attacking that with the trap? Oh, Hufnitze is not going to complete. What a blunder, Vlez. What a blunder. He gets all the resources back. Oh, my God. Dude. Jordan could hold this now. Because now Jordan, he's got skirms. He's taking out bombard cannons with them. He doesn't even care. He's like, whatever. The thing you're really worried about is that they've got better units. And they're not going to have better units now. Oh, my God. I can't believe. If he had 4 or 5 of those things, Jordan would be in big trouble. Jordan is holding this position. Impressive, dude. Impressive. And I don't think Vlez... Okay, now he knows. And now he's queued up 3 more bombard cannons from this siege workshop. But Jordan just converts 1! He converts 1! He's running away with it, too. He'll lose it. Great job from Jordan to go skirms and monks and also to focus the siege workshops. I would say focus this one as well, maybe. There must be another one back here. That's the researching one. These two have 5 in queue in total, which these are expensive units, right? And they take a long time. Les trying to hold on, getting masonry. You now have to be very careful because the monks have converted one already. And you can ideally use the castle fire for the monk. And great job. Great job there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is the castle going to go down for JorDan? He's about to get architecture. The timing is really important. Pull your monks back, JorDan. Pull your monks back! He loses the castle. The monk survives, which means JorDan can, in theory, still push here. Vlez is now 30 seconds off. So again, remember, if that siege workshop wouldn't have gone down, this could have been insanely strong. JorDan won't really care that much about losing skirms. It's more about losing his cannons and losing his monks. And obviously, killing cannons is important. But he's killed so many of them. And he's also trying to convert that one. And the monk just got hit in the face. But look at JorDan just sit underneath the castle. He's like, I don't care. Should he care? I don't know. Maybe a little bit more than he cares right now. He's just running right towards it all. And finally, Vlez completes this. My goodness. I think Vlez needs his own skirms right now. I think he needs something more than just the cannons. And if he's got that, then who knows. But the monks and the skirms, and JorDan gets one. Can he shoot the next one? No, he can't. Monks and the skirms have been a really good choice for JorDan. This is so close. It's also so cramped and awkward for Vlez right now. As he loses his castle, he just clicked a unique tech. Vlez struggling for the military numbers. Both players have so much economy. JorDan thinking about going into Cav now. I think if JorDan were to go for a light Cav switch, this game is over. Look how many things he's converted. This is domination from JorDan. He converts another one. He's like, hey, thanks for doing the research for me, bud. Really means a lot. I knew we were friends, but I didn't know we were that close. Vlez is pop capped now. He actually is maybe even overboomed for this. They have 132 villagers is a lot. And JorDan, I think if he's going to go for this switch, he needs to make it count immediately, right? I don't think you can show 1 or 2 Cavalier, because then Vlez is going to start to switch into some pikes. Also, Vlez is just really struggling for space. He can't take this gold. So I'm looking at his gold, and he's only got this right now, plus the 2 relics that he has. I think that's what this wall did, actually. It wasn't so much stopping Vlez from raiding. It was just keeping Vlez off the gold. JorDan's not finished, guys. JorDan's not finished, but, ooh, the Treb is. JorDan really wants to continue to fight here. I'd say go directly for Paladin. I also think there's a very good chance that JorDan goes for the Flemish Militia in this game. It would not surprise me if he does that. He's getting infantry upgrades, and that's the only reason why I would see JorDan getting infantry. Everyone calls it the button. He's going to click the button. And that turns every single one of his villagers into a Flemish Militia, which is an infantry unit. Which would mean he'd have a 160 army instantly. Which is pretty wild. Okay. He's still getting infantry. So did he think about... Is he... Oh, no. He clicked it. He clicked it now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, you got to get all your vills forward now, though. This is wild. He doesn't... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. He doesn't actually have any monks. But here come the Flemish Militia. And if he could just take out the cannons, all he wants to do is push this back. Push this back. Here he comes. And Vlez is going to call it. Because the game sped up and Vlez just taps out. Guys, bear with me 1 second. I got to tab out to the Balance Discord to see if we have yet another player complaining about the button. No, I don't see any typing from him. I think he's going to plan for the next game. Honestly, button aside, thrilling ending, by the way. Woo! Click button, win. Woo! Yee! Woo! Ah! Button aside, okay. I think that Vlez screwed himself by using the forward siege workshops to research that. It's easy to say after the fact, but maybe should have had another one back here. Also, I have to credit JorDan because the skirm monk opening bought him so much time. And he just kept tossing away skirms. He's like, okay, I'll lose skirms to kill bomber cannon, lose skirms to kill bomber cannon. And then he also was able to get conversions. So as much as we could talk about the button, right? I think JorDan could have easily just switched into Paladin or Hussar or anything at this stage. And he held on long enough and I think would have been in the best position going forward. So frustrating for Vlez. I think he could have done a few aspects better there. But JorDan completely outperformed based on my expectations when we went into early imp there. So impressive. I was trying to think what I would do. I think I would add the ranges and go hand cannons and bombard cannons, and I would probably die. But adding the skirms, which are very cheap, and repairing that castle for as long as he did was impressive. That's wild. Okay, anyways, let's look at the total economy. Obviously, Burgundian economy, and JorDan had a lot behind it. More food, wood, gold, and stone. So, we're not wood, but whatever. It doesn't matter. GG. This is a big one, because when you're thinking Celts, Mongols, you normally say, okay, Celts are dead. Because Mongols have the hunt bonus, Mongols get an early lead, and then Mongols, if they get to Mangadai, destroy everything Celts can make. Celts are infantry siege. Mangadai are fantastic. But this map's a little different. Because it's not just your normal Arabia generation. You don't just have some hunt. You have a lot more hunt to take, which you might actually see utilized. Then you also have the fish in the middle, and then you also have the water on the sides. Now, what we've seen the last couple sets in this map is players are not docking. They're not docking in the early stages. They're instead just prioritizing the shorefish. From what I'm seeing from Vlez, he actually only has 5 villagers on food right now. So he's intentionally going to wood a villager early, which is a little against the grain. And that could mean that he docks. And at the same time, you have Celts, and Celts do chop wood faster, so maybe JorDan docks. Losing your scout on this map would be horrible for either player. You need to know, are they docking? Are they milling the center? Are they taking the hunt? Guess we'll see. Let me just quickly fix something on my other screen because I've got like full screen OBS and I can't say thank you to Sebastian. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, guys. Also, I don't know why that keeps happening. You get into a habit with doing things. I think what it is when I tab out to do the score on the other screen, that's an issue. So my bad. Origin of Chaos. Yes, Fish and Fish is one of JorDan's maps. But the way this is structured is the player who is losing going into game number 6 gets to pick which map is played next. So they had a similar thing in game 2 and 3. And they also had set maps for game 4 and 5. So a little different than your average loser gets to pick the next map setting. Here comes JorDan. He should see the house and scram. He does. See 4 on wood for Vlez, which won't necessarily mean too much. Okay, so Vlez. Okay, that is... Wait, that's JorDan. Okay, this is Vlez. Look at his scouting, guys. I've yet to see a game where someone actually takes the hunt on the side. Not seeing that from any of the other civs. With Mongols, you could maybe justify it. But there's so much more food in the middle. So it's 200 food to shorefish. And they're everywhere. There's 34. And then here, it's 140 in ostrich. And there's 4. I guess maybe milling here would be good because you've got 8. You could argue 12, but that's a lot of walking. Vlez scouting. Vlez sees a barracks for JorDan. So both players going for the barracks. Both players seeing this because they're just incredible. But an important thing to notice, to mention here, excuse me. After you get loom, you only have 50 gold in the bank. And so you'd have to collect another 10 gold, which we just saw there from Vlez, to be able to afford 3 militia, because each militia is 60 food, and then 20 gold. So for JorDan, JorDan is only going to have 2 militia from what I'm seeing, unless he goes out to take the gold. You can't kill the hunt with a scout, but you can scout it and see in the fog of war if it's taken. And Vlez is going to take it now with 5 villagers. Also, it would be really inconvenient if the crocodiles were to run into your army. Vlez. Okay. What's the vision on those things? Okay, so the relic also gives you vision, so it's weird. I don't know what the attack radius is, but I can tell you that JorDan doesn't see this. And he's not expecting 3. And he does have that 1 villager on gold, so he can make the other one. But the timing on this is not so good for JorDan. I think he has to make the other one now. And he is. I think Vlez will be happy that he's currently in control of things. It's also got to be awkward to fight in these like, 1 or 2 tile gaps. Okay. You could also just wait until they have to move to the other fish. But no, I think rushing Feudal Age is the play for both, but it's just a matter of if they can do it. JorDan just waiting. If JorDan can get a full wall over here, he will go forward. Okay, which he's now trying to do. Oh, he broke through. Now JorDan has to come back. JorDan has to make a decision. JorDan's not coming back. JorDan's looking. Now, JorDan is assuming, like every other game that he's seen, that there is going to be a mill here. That's what he's looking for. So he figures he can leave because he can find damage himself. But he's not going to find damage himself because the villagers are on hunt. And Vlez has dropped off all that food. This is amazing play from him, and he's on the way to Feudal Age already. Now, I think if I were Vlez, I would be as patient as possible now because you have a weaker militia, and I would make more. Also, this is like really... Yeah, there you go. They're working. Yeah, go up and make more. And if you have more of them, you can go in with like 4 or 5 men-at-arms before the Celts get the faster infantry speed, which would be in Feudal Age. I'm very impressed with how Vlez has played this so far. Using the Mongol hunt is really cool to see. I mean, on some level, JorDan would expect it, but what I like about it is even if JorDan expects it, he has to confirm it, which is really far away. And then even if he knew it was there, he'd have to run across the map. So it's a much bigger commitment to do that. It's now 4 militia, but it's also 4 militia for JorDan. Oh man, dude, these guys are playing out of their minds. We've had such amazing games today. And I think you have to pressure this, right? Man-at-Arms takes what, 30 seconds? So JorDan needs to buy 30 seconds of time. Also, the crocodiles are going to attack now, so that's annoying for JorDan. 36 seconds. Here comes Vlez. Scout also has extra attack. JorDan waiting. He still could take food here. This is funny. JorDan waiting. Quick walling. Quick walling. Okay, the fight's going to need to happen here any second. I think you can also accept just fighting JorDan's army before it's upgraded. But JorDan, man. God, that was so good. And now he's got the faster man-at-arms. And he also does have the faster lumberjacks just because he's Celts. Now, the range should also be faster for Vlez. So Vlez is faster to the next archer, too. Okay, so, like, if I were playing this, the game is decided on who's done damage by now. But, like, Vlez hasn't actually killed anything. But it's all about small advantage to get the archers out to eventually do the next damage. These guys are playing on a different level, man. So, you got 3 archers in queue. Villagers still here on hunt, by the way. And now, JorDan gets to pick and choose when he takes the fights. And he's got 6 man-at-arms. But Vlez is going to have the archer and a little bit of a hill. So now JorDan needs to run away. JorDan had his back up against the wall yesterday against Winchester. He came back. He won 3-2 after going down 0-2. And now you see a tower here. JorDan is respecting this. He's worried about it. I think we'll see an engagement. And the engagement is just to clear out the man-at-arms. That's a lot of man-at-arms. That's a lot of man-at-arms. Also, if the tower goes up here, I think Vlez could be in trouble. That is a lot of men-at-arms, and the archers are going to get chased back. Tower's up. I would say patrol in with your men-at-arms, and then just fight with your archers here. Yeah, just let your men-at-arms engage. There you go. Lose 1. Super annoying stuff. Great game, guys. This is like dead even. Both players with similar amounts of vital time. But you can see now that Vlez is worried. I'm so impressed with JorDan and how he was able to survive everything that we just saw. Because Vlez has played this so well. Ridiculous, man. And now, if I'm JorDan, I wouldn't even use this in the main army. Yeah, obviously that could be helpful. But imagine if you could find some hunt or something. Use the man-at-arms for that. And oh boy. Does JorDan remember there was hunt here? Where is he going exactly? Got archers looping over here towards JorDan's base. JorDan's also docking. He's checking to see if Vlez is docked. High level. This is an insane level of Age of Empires. Jordan's going to see this. This should be an easy kill. Vlez does react, though. Does react. So it's not an easy kill. Jordan will keep moving. Now, does Jordan react on this side? Okay, that's a kill. You had to expect that one would go down, right? Oh, oh no. Hey, archers came in, accidentally just booped the house there because sometimes they'll do that. And so now Jordan reacts instantly. So they both recognize that the opponent's going to have some army. And this will be our first villager kill of the freaking game. If you're on the stream, smile in chat if you would have lost the game already. If you're watching YouTube later, say, yeah, I would have lost the game already. This is nuts. And also, these archers are kind of trapped now for Vlez, so this is kind of good in a way. Jordan already had another wood line, so he's fine. Jordan with good range unit numbers. And, oh, archer did get killed there, though. And actually, a skirmisher could get killed, too. That man at arm. 4 kills, this dude. Pretty crazy for only having 1 arm. Not bad. No wood upgrade at all for Vlez. And he's also up against Celts who chop wood faster. Jordan also has the shorefish still. You've got to expect that he'll always have that. And that's a lot more than the hunt, as we said. Also, it's a lot less exposed because it's right in front of his base. And he's going to have fishing ships. So I really feel like Jordan is in the better position, but it obviously could swing. 12 to 11 KD. We're probably just a couple seconds away from Vlez tying it up or something. But I think Vlez might run to the middle here. He's got a lot on stone for a player who's not going to want to build more towers defensively. So, at least I don't think he needs to build more towers defensively. Also, maybe wants Manga die later, because we talked about that being a big deal. And guys, okay, so Jordan has checked with his scout. Keep in mind, his scout has checked the shoreline, checked the starting barracks, checked everything. This is the game you need to show someone if they say that there's any other game mode better than standard Age of Empires. Listen, I love me some Empire Wars, but this is the game. Jordan's scouting has been incredible. Just still double-checking these things. And I don't know if he sensed this or not, but he knew he was exposed over here. Jordan gets 4 more kills or make it 3. As we now see Vlez sending an archer to see if Jordan is docked. And he's now docking over here. I think that was a patrolled archer and not a patrolled scout, which tells me Jordan might actually notice. Vlez walls that in. And Jordan notices. God, dude. It's incredible, man. It's just incredible. And now he immediately adds a fire galley. And he's on the way to Castle Age. And Vlez is on the way to Castle Age. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, there's an overchop here. Okay, there's an overchop. I saw it before, and I forgot about it until now. And oh, there's a hole there, too. Oh, that's... Ooh, ouch. Ooh, oh, God, Vlez. Oh, disaster. There's Jordan's scout leading the way. We could be going to a game 7 here, guys. We could be going to a game 7. Jordan, I mean, he's been all over the place the last couple minutes. He's faster to the next stage. He's taken Vlez off of all of his wood lines. He's had the fishing ships. He's also had the fish in the middle. So the map's called Fish and Fish. He's had the fish and the fish. Not the ostrich. Okay, that was bad. And Vlez is kind of at the limit in terms of resources, whereas Jordan is not. And worker efficiency last minute, it's at 45% for Vlez, 80% for Jordan. Even though it's a 3-to-1 eco KD. Yeah, I don't know if Jordan is going to go for a forward siege workshop. I think there's a world where he could go for just knights and rip to the starting scout. I think he could go for just knights and try and get ahead. Because right now he's denying the stone. If there never would have been a hole there, it's a little different. I'd love to see a step lancer. Just one step lancer from Vlez. Knights will probably clear this. The problem is the knights have to go backwards instead of forwards. And again, Jordan, his economy has looked really good for a long time. And I think it will continue to look good, too. Vlez will try and deal with this now. JorDan moving around. JorDan will know. And JorDan will know that he could try and run into the gold. Celts have such an underrated economy. Everyone wants to talk about all these other eco-civs. But Keld economy is just beautiful. And JorDan has benefited from that. But also his defense in early feudal was just stupid. Like, the fact that people exist that can do that is unreal to me. Because Vlez played it so well. Vlez played this game so amazingly well. You can see Vlez was torn there. I don't know if you noticed it. He placed a TC and then canceled it. So what's going through his mind is he's thinking, should I go for the town center because I'm behind an eco, or should I wait to drop a castle? And I think the best move is to wait to drop a castle, because trying to catch up with economy right now is going to feel pretty bad. And you're just delaying one of your win conditions, which is the Mega Die. Yeah, I think if I could fault JorDan for anything, it's simply not noticing the hunt was dead here. That's the only thing. But he has been on the ball with everything else. And this is going to be funny. We actually have Vlez sending knights to kill fish right now, because that's the easiest thing for him to do with those knights. And Vlez still very much in this game, still house walling out the knights. JorDan wasn't able to get through. Both players are adding monks. JorDan's now got a relic. And the knights haven't really been able to find much. I think they might have killed one fishing ship. And Vlez is close to getting a castle up. JorDan with the second town center already. He could easily go for the third. And I think he realizes this is going to be a problem. So he's going to quickly house wall this out. Well done. House wall, beautiful. Just beautiful stuff. And yeah, the water is all JorDan's now. But he shouldn't add that much more on it. He should invest into land economy. Vlez also with these villagers idle right now. I don't know if he thinks they're working or what, but clearly a little distracted. And he's going to drop a castle soon, guys. So Vlez at 50 eco, JorDan at 54. JorDan wasn't really able to, well, he could in a second. He wasn't really able to do that much damage with the knights. Okay, the villagers are now working. I feel like both players should have died 6 times, basically. Both players should be dead. Because they both have played that well. It's always funny when you see someone without wheelbarrow try and run out the house wall like this, because it takes so long for their vills to get there. JorDan's going to be forced to run away here, though, once he sees the monks, I think. He's just going to hear it, and I think he's going to realize he needs to run with everything. Knights coming in on this side. JorDan should see this. Knights coming in on this side. JorDan does see this. JorDan with 2 monks. He should switch the conversions. He'll get 2. He'll get 2 conversions there. And by 2, I mean 1 and 2, actually. And Vlez is just trying to snipe vills here, I think. I think he's going to stop making knights soon, so he's just trying to kill what he can. JorDan's town centers, though, doing the work. Great defense from JorDan. And we got the castle for Vlez, but there's a hole! And Vlez now quick walls, but he will lose vills. Needs to switch conversions. He did get 1. The castle could go up. These knights, though, falling apart. JorDan's population high. He wants to take it to a game 7. He's going elite skirm now. So with that economy he has, which we know is strong, he's sitting back like, okay, he's going to go Mangadai. But I have the score lead. My economy must be greater. I have to defend from that. And I think JorDan's in a position to do so. Vlez has had so much idle time this game. And JorDan just is just passing and runs in with even more knights. I mean, Vlez can't even make 1 Mangadai. He doesn't have the gold for 1 Mangadai right now. I think he can defend this. He'll probably get a conversion. He has enough of his own knights. But by the time Vlez has 5 Mangadai, I would guess that JorDan's going to have like 85 villagers. That's my guess right now. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff from JorDan. We see another archery range for JorDan as he's thinking about more skirms. He's going to go for the university for ballistics. JorDan also picking off vills. Eco KD now 14-3. And Vlez will know that this is trouble now. I mean, there's no like self-belief of, oh my god, Mongols will wreck. There's definitely that in the back of your mind of, if I ever had a chance, it would be with Mongols. But JorDan finds another gap. It's now 17-3. Vlez is booming down here. This is also extremely vulnerable. If JorDan ever notices that, that'll probably just be castle dropped. And what did I say? 5 Mangadai? He doesn't even have 1. And JorDan's at 75 Vils. I think the reasoning for this TC is because he needed a TC and the villagers were kind of almost finished with their task. That's not, like, over the last 5 to 10 minutes, nothing has been ideal for Vlez. It's kind of a funny sight. How the tower is hitting the knight through the castle. JorDan has every eco upgrade he would want. He's got horse, so of course he's got horse collar. He's got heavy plow. He's got bow saw, handcart. So double eco upgrades out of the TC, double in the lumber camp, double in the mill. And Vlez doesn't even have wheelbarrow. Vlez is 4 eco upgrades behind, and he's also 30 Vils behind. This is most likely over at this point, especially as JorDan continues to find his way in with stuff. Vlez maybe running around with these knights. Kind of continued making a few more knights than I thought, and that would obviously help him against the elite skirms. Look at JorDan. Hides in the tower. Look, those guys are like, we didn't know monks were allowed up here. Okay, JorDan working on more relics. We'll lose that monk, but that's going to be relic number 2 for JorDan. And now we see 1 Mangadai, but this is over, man. We're going to game 7. This is crazy. And JorDan noticed this, and he will castle it, and these villagers will die. And this is going to be going to the game 7, as we've been stating. To answer a question here, somebody said they're trying to watch a VOD, and it won't load to anything more than 360p. I don't know why that is, but that stuff will be on YouTube if it makes you feel any better. I would say check the settings wheel normally, but I can't really answer the question. JorDan, 95 Vils at this stage, wins the game. Ah, man, I don't know how he thinks of all this stuff. It's not even the ability, which you had to talk about. But I don't know how his mind is able to think about all the things that were needed there. He had to, like, go small wall every single time, or he was dead. On either side of the mill, too. Really awkward. He had to add the additional militia. Upon scouting, Vlez was adding the additional militia. He timed his dock well. He confirmed that Vlez wasn't docking. I mean, JorDan's just on fire right now. Like, that is, like, almost peak Vlez. That's got to be peak Vlez, with the exception of the hole, which sucked. I would have kind of liked to see the game play out without that hole. I think that Vlez would have probably still died, but I think it would have gone a bit longer. JorDan just not making many mistakes. There's opportunities for Vlez, and suddenly JorDan shuts the door, and he responds when he's 3-1 down. We're making jokes about it. He's brought it back again to game number 7. And guys, this is not just game number 7 to make it to the final tomorrow. If you didn't already hear, the winner, the highest performing player in this tournament, gets invited to Red Bull Legacy, which is going to be in October. And there's a 200,000 Age of Empires 2 prize pool announced. The biggest for Age of Empires 2 ever, okay? And seeing as Yo is already one of the invites for that event, and Yo is who these players will face in the finals, whoever wins this, regardless of if they beat Yo or not, is going to be the best performing player and will receive an invite to Heidelberg for Red Bull Legacy. So I don't know exactly what the prize pool split's going to look like for this $200,000 tournament, but I can tell you that they're going to be happy about this tournament, but they're going to be elated that they would be invited to that. So this next game is just like, if you want to put a dollar amount on it, it's very high. If you want to put an importance on it, maybe the most important game that they played in their careers, if you know the event's going to be that huge. So that previous game still has me stunned, though. Vlez deserved a victory there, but JorDan just played better. It was insane. Okay, guys, well, I talked about the importance of the game. I talked about the importance of the series. I want to say how important it is to me that I have people watching this. I never lose sight of that, where you're watching. I enjoy doing this crap. And I don't know why I called it crap. It's not crap. I have fun, okay? So thank you for playing your part. Thank you wherever you are. If people who don't like to type or anything, you know, you just sit there and eat your Cheetos and watch. I appreciate you, okay? But this is a big moment here. Vlez had run forward, possibly thinking of stealing something, because on Plateau, you tend to be pretty close to the enemy. And he was a little unfortunate. He didn't find the sheep here. And I don't think he's going to be able to steal anything, because JorDan is just like, here, I'll follow you. And JorDan was able to get a few hits in, too. A wise thinking from JorDan, because JorDan just wants to deny that possibility of Les stealing something. And already is going to get a few hits in on the scout, too, which is always a help. You eat Doritos, not Cheetos. Okay, that's fair. I mean, there's no bad choices between those two. Main gold, far forward for both of them. I had a conversation yesterday about this, and I think if you scout your 2-tile gold, it might actually be safer to take. And Vlez has scouted his. Because if you ever need to tower, you can tower your gold and your wood at the same time. And then there's the conversation of berries, which is also pretty exposed. I think that Vlez has the potential to end this game quickly with the Burmese. They get their wood upgrades for free. They get +1 attack on their infantry per age. They have probably the best man-at-arm rush on a map like this, where you're right next to the opponent. The longer the game goes, you do worry a bit about the Burmese, because they don't get very good archers. They're a little one-sided. And Sicilians, you know, they have full Arbalest. Or not full Arbalest upgrades, but they can at least get to Arbalest, as well as strong Cav. So, Burmese, it's all about power spikes because of the extra attack on the infantry and also the free lumber upgrades. JorDan is going to have a smooth game, a game where he doesn't take any early losses and just plays better overall, which tends to suit his style. Not that Vlez doesn't do that as well, but Vlez can be a little more peaky at times. I think Vlez might have a teensy bit more flash than JorDan. These games have been phenomenal, Ozone. Phenomenal. I'm actually really curious. If we see whoever wins this, if we see the same level against Yo tomorrow, what is a best-of-9 final going to look like? I guess it depends on what type of Yo we see. Because today we saw game 1 through 3 Yo, and then game 4 through 7 Yo. But honestly, as epic as Yo's performance was, I think whoever wins here is the favorite in the final tomorrow. But we'll see if my opinion changes overnight. Scouting is the biggest part of JorDan's game. He's always on it. He's always paying attention, and he sees the golds now. He sees the mill. That'll tell him there's no pre-mill shenanigans with the barracks. And we look over at Vlez. Vlez obviously has a weak scout, so he has to be a little more hesitant, but he also saw the mill. He also saw the gold. Now he sees the wood. I think you have to keep your scouts around, and you have to find out where they're taking gold. Does JorDan know about this? Okay, JorDan knows about this. I think it's easier to justify taking this gold if you're JorDan, because it's closer to your TC, and also, you know, it's a lot more gold, and this one isn't that safe. But JorDan just camping this gold, I swear. If Vlez wants to take this gold, might not be the worst idea here. JorDan showing Vlez he's here. Respect between the two of them. And where are the villagers going to go to gold? He's going to go to gold right here. They're like, we don't need this sneaky nonsense. We already know what the other guy's going to do. Sneaky, please. Hey, guys, if we're going to see men-at-arms for Burmese, it's going to be archers for Sicilians. And JorDan's gone 19 pop. 19 pop. I don't like this wall. I think this wall is a mistake. I'd prefer to see small wall, because there's no way. I mean, they're going to get around anyways, but we'll see. He needs a barracks, and then he needs 175 wood for an archer range. This is actually maybe too fast for JorDan. Again, these units are going to get around, right? Like, you're going to spend so much time working on this, and then you're not going to have the wood for the range. I think JorDan's gone too fast. I don't know. Like, does this not delay his range forever and ever? This is going to be really annoying for JorDan. Also, again, like 2 palisades, and he could take golds. And here come villagers. Here come villagers. Okay, now Sicilians can't make a tower. They're only stuck with this clunky building that everyone hates called the donjon. And this is exactly what Winchester had done against JorDan and beat him pretty easily in the quarterfinals. What do you do if you're JorDan? Do you counter donjon? Or not? Or not? I guess you can't call it a counter tower because you can't make a tower. Okay, Vlez is like, I'm going to place that right in your face, thank you. I prefer it to be further back because JorDan could always send a villager underneath here. And JorDan doesn't have the res for it. Oh my god. Oh my god, he doesn't have the res for it. It's too expensive. Someone's going to tell me how much the donjon costs because I always forget because I never build them. And I spend at least 10% of my week, each week, complaining about the Sicilians and their donjons and the sergeants. So I'm going to just reference you to any video that Sicilians has been in over the last, I don't know, couple months. I know the stone cost, but I think it's like 100 wood. And because of the whole walling idea, which I think we've seen is kind of a mistake. I think he was late there. The wood hurt him, so he couldn't take his gold. And now he's going to be making some archers, but not enough. Because it's wood and it's also stone. I think he wanted to in that instance. Does Vlez have a range, guys? Vlez has a range. He got his wood upgrade for free. JorDan doesn't have that. We talked about the strength of the Burmese. I think we've seen that here. JorDan will have 3 archers, but that means he can't get fletching, actually. Because he is made the next archer. And he actually canceled it because of that. So he canceled the archer and is making a skirm instead. Good decision. I'm Vlez. I think he's actually going to mine that. It's interesting because he's also on this stone. So I'm not sure if he's going to mining camp at home or forward. Apparently the answer is forward. And this is what I talked about this tower. I swear, man. JorDan could always rush this. I don't know why JorDan... Like, it looked like JorDan wanted to rush it. And then I guess he's... Oh, he saw the archer. Okay. He saw the archer. So if anything, it's like tempting. It's like really tempting. And look at Vlez. Yeah, he's going to wall the other side. I think the tower here would have been fine, but he walls that in. He's good. Okay, so at the moment, Vlez is a little concerned about his base, I feel. I think he wants to get a tower down to lock this area down. You either tower at home and send your army forward, or you tower offensively and keep your army home. You've got 2 choices here. And this might actually be a little confusing for Vlez, because he's going to see army here. And so now he's gonna think that this could be most of what JorDan has. Let's see. This just smells like a hole. I could smell it. Yes, it's a hole. Oh, welcome to Age of Empires. And JorDan has fletching. And the archers for Vlez have to chase. It was the right play, by the way, to make the tower. It's just he had a hole. And now JorDan is hunting for a villager. It'll be the first villager kill of the game if he gets it. And he gets it. Also loses 2 archers in the process. But JorDan suddenly looking a bit better. I think my issue with Vlez is the follow-up to the tower rush. He wasn't sure. Do I go forward? Do I go home? Where do I go? Do I wall? Do I have holes? What do I do? So it was good from Vlez to realize that, you know, and just check it. It was just the timing was wrong. You play Age of Empires enough and you start making houses on hills and there's always holes. I could just tell. Men-at-Arms, though. Oh, man, I forgot about these bad boys. I think JorDan did as well. JorDan, you don't want to fight against Burmese Men-at-Arms? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? He's crazy. She's dead. Could maybe get another kill here if you're Vlez, but nah, just run away. These villagers still here. JorDan doesn't see that. Interesting. 35 villagers for JorDan. Vlez has had 50 seconds of TC idle time. I think Vlez's uptime will be reasonable, but you don't want reasonable. You want a more successful uptime because of how Burmese operate. If this goes range unit v range unit, Sicilians are just stronger. And that's how the Civ matchup plays out. Big reason why we don't see Burmese preferred at a high level is because they lack the second armor upgrade on their skirmishers and on their archers, and that really sets them back. Interesting, though. Oh, man, JorDan getting pushed off the gold again. That's going to be Vlez's win condition, is continually taking JorDan off of the golds and keeping up constant pressure on that. JorDan's food and wood eco is good, but his gold eco has just been awkward. That said, he seems to realize he can push this back. Also tempted to continue a little push here. I think Vlez wants to address this. And he does. He hops out. He takes an archer. JorDan may be a little distracted elsewhere. Not the worst fight ever for JorDan because he does have some skirms in the mix, but with no armor, it won't be the best fight for him. And now it's 8-8 with the ranged units. The uptimes should be close because Vlez now has a ton of farms. But JorDan, surprise, surprise, is going to use a market here, guys. And JorDan gets another pick off, and JorDan backs up. And JorDan... I think Vlez needs a market, too. Vlez going for a stable! A stable! To add scouts against skirms, I think. I think that is an incorrect call at this stage of the game. You really are going to need to kill. I also, to be honest, maybe he senses he's going to be so far behind that he has to stay feud late. There he goes with 3 villagers over here. Again, JorDan, another game where JorDan's just using his scout all the time. Tracked this. That couldn't do anything. Let's see if he spots this army. I think he's... The only thing JorDan has maybe done wrong is not keeping track of those 3 villagers. If I had to pick a mistake, that would be it. Keep in mind, he has 95 stone, so he can't actually build the town center. He must have made an outpost somewhere. I think it was on the right side. Yep. JorDan's ranged units here. Got the kills he wanted. He's going forward now. And he will defend here. Okay-ish. Not pretty, but it works. That tower is the weirdest tower I've ever seen in my entire life. But I guess it works. And to be honest, okay, you know what I'm thinking of now, guys? Because I doubt Vlez, and I have to remind myself that I've doubted Vlez in like 2 or 3 previous instances in these best of 7s when it comes to early Castle Age. And I think with enough stone to make another well-placed tower, if he towers his golds, he's pretty okay. Now, if JorDan dives this tower, it's more awkward. But this tower is going to be super annoying to JorDan. And he can't make a TC because he made 1 outpost. And he sold 200 stone. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Is he going to have to wait to collect the stone with somebody? Oh my goodness, what is happening, JorDan? And Vlez, he hasn't taken many losses. He's gonna hop in this tower. It distracts JorDan, just like in the previous games. Now they're gonna sit underneath the tower. And there goes JorDan. He actually had to buy 100 stone so we could drop the TC. The crossbows are running through. And Vlez is like, nope, 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 nope. But yup, they get through. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, no way. JorDan gets through there. I think if JorDan just follows, it's very possible he takes a crossbow loss or 2. But can you imagine how annoying that would be? Meanwhile, you have the villagers here fighting back JorDan's army. And there's auto scout for JorDan. 1 or 2 knights clears this, no problem. But JorDan's on 2 TCs. JorDan still is going to need to free up his gold at some point. He's over here on this gold now. And he's dropped a 3rd TC. Okay, so he did run through. I like this from JorDan because these were always going to die. I can't believe we've only had 3 villager kills in this game. And knights are going to come out. I think Vlez could have justified a tower here. He can still clear it, but I was a little surprised to notice the crossbows were there. And look at JorDan focusing for the weak ones. He knows there's a couple one-shotters in there. But guys, JorDan has a concern, and that's his economy. when you go 3 TCs, your whole game plan revolves around adding villagers. And as he snipes that gets the next one. What a snipe! Like, as that is his approach, right? You need about 6 farms per TC to keep 3 TCs working. He's got 15 on food, so we can kind of boom on 3 TCs, but he can't make anything else except a couple crossbows. So it's going to be crossbow and it's going to be monk, but it's just full on defense. Also, very late horse collar, which does hurt. But now that he has it, he does get a lot more food on those farms. Jordan's got 3 army. This is all down to what his defense is going to be looking like and how offensive Vlez is going to be able to be. Here's the thing, though, guys. Jordan's got 2 tiles of gold. Vlez can see this gold. He scouted this gold. And he obviously has vision on this gold. So, I feel like if he notices that Jordan is just stuck in the corners, he could just keep Jordan off of the gold. I mean, in theory, he's going to hit a bunch of different spots. Jordan needs to react. Late reaction for Jordan here. Very late reaction from Jordan. So late, I think he's disconnected here, Jordan. Okay, he definitely notices, so he has not disconnected. That villager, those villager kills certainly help. Villager has the Jordan lead. Wow. Yes, Villager has the Jordan lead, and Jordan also has the villager lead. And Vlez has been trying his best to snipe the monks, but monks can make a big difference here. So I think the play for Vlez is to either stay 2 TCs and drop a castle as, again, he kills villagers. Wow. Wow. Important kills there. Yeah, drop a castle forward on the gold off 2 TCs, or you add the 3rd town center right away. Okay, so, again, thinking about the long term, you also have Sicilians who, they can drop those castles as well, right? So you've got the stone here for Jordan. He could maybe send a little bit more to stone. Stone income continues for Vlez. Someone tell me if Sicilians get redemption? Because I don't know. Also, if you don't know why the player doesn't react there, when you've got towers attacking your buildings, you constantly hear the ding, ding, ding. You constantly hear the alarm bells. And so you just become used to all these attack signals. And so you don't notice when there's an actual attack at times. At least that's been my experience. He's dropping a dungeon, guys. And Sicilians don't get redemption, which means their monks can't convert siege, which means that's his only option. Jordan's like, yep, we got to get on stone. 31 to 22 KD. Now, Vlez doesn't have... Oh, he does have monks. He does have monks. See, if Jordan converts any knights, he can send the knights immediately after the siege. So Vlez almost needs to consider to stop the raids right now. And he needs to continue this push. Actually haven't seen mangonels against dungeons anytime recently, but I think 3 or 4 mangonels take out a dungeon, no problem. I think even 2 do. It's just the issue of repairing it, just like anything else. Jordan's got the eco lead. He definitely has the eco lead. He's got the score lead. He has defended so nicely here. Sure, he's lost a few vills, but he's got an 18 villager lead. He has only lost 6 compared to 4. And also, this is a little donation. That Vlez even reacts there. My goodness, man. My goodness. I would just camp this gold, and then continue your push down the gut. And just win. It's really that simple. Market there for Vlez. Pretty surprising these days when we get to 32 minutes and someone doesn't have a market. Tells you how beastly they are with their macro. That's the difference between the two of them. Jordan... Not that his eco balance isn't good, but Jordan goes for the market really early. Hey, Vlez still keeping an eye on the gold. Jordan is now out of gold. He's going to run out of gold right now. But he can place a castle here. So he can get that gold back. He almost has a stone for it. But what if he has to place a castle to defend himself? Oh! Oh! Oh, man. Okay, there's quite a few knights. There's only 2 monks. I don't know, man. Could be another conversion. We have light cap for Vlez, though. He's going to swoop in. Obviously, both players are very distracted. Expect some issues here. Monk will go down. Another Monk's going to go down. Maybe even another Monk goes down. JorDan doesn't have the stone. He ran out of stone as well. He ran out of stone. And we have a castle for Vlez to send him to Red Bull, but also to the final of this event, which is pretty hype. Oh my god, as it finally arrived to that point where JorDan not having military is catching up with him. His ram is getting taken out by the knights, so the tower will stay up. His TC is going to go down. I think Vlez has this game. I think Vlez has this game. With that castle going up, it's a nightmare situation for JorDan, and this TC is also going to be lost. Man, dude. Man, I guess maybe JorDan can take this gold? Maybe? Oh, conversions for Vlez there. JorDan is at the limit with resources. I'm trying to look at what he's producing. It's panic with monks. Both players using the market. Vlez is like, I'm going to sell because I don't even have gold right now. But guys, how does JorDan bring this one back? He's got 20 more vills. But how does he bring this one back? Conversion would have been a start, guys. That would have led to maybe some siege going down. He doesn't get it. Got crossbows attacking a house. That's really cool. This is a big problem. Siege continues for Vlez. JorDan now with 45 on wood, 0 on gold, 0 on stone, and JorDan calls it. Oh my god, my heart! What an amazing series. I feel bad for JorDan. But what a performance he had in this series. And I think, like, JorDan and Vlez played their best Age of Empires in this best of 7. My word. It got really good at around Game 3. Like, from Game 3 to Game 7, they both just shot up in skill. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All these pros and cons. But, you know, the theme for JorDan, there were one too many games where he would get to Castle Age faster, usually using the market, and he didn't really have a lot of military. I think that was his weakness. I think all the way back to, Sunburn. I'm like, he's got this game because he's in Castle Age faster. Can't finish it off. If you look here, uptime, Castle Age way faster. Couldn't find the damage. You look to JorDan and you say, oh man, well, JorDan needs to do better. Not really. When you have someone like Vlez who I think was able to just stop JorDan and delay JorDan from doing that damage in so many of his victories. I mean, the Sunburn game was a perfect example. JorDan had crossbow, and Vlez was in feudal and ran forward with like 10 vills and held it all off. So you don't necessarily think about this game. You think about the other ones. But JorDan played incredible this weekend. And, I mean, he had the reverse sweep against Winchester. And the reverse sweep against Winchester was highly impressive after he had casted for 6 hours. And, you know, now, unfortunately, he goes down. And I'm sure he's going to be bummed. But also, I mean, how good did he play? 4-3 after fighting his whole way back. Congratulations, of course, to his opponent, Vlez. But yeah, so Vlez moves on. It's going to be a Vlez versus Yo final on the final day of the Resurgence tournament. That is a best of 9 as far as I know. And both semifinals went to 4-3. Both semifinals went to 4-3. So it was impressive. We had a lot of comebacks, a lot of crazy Civ matchups. And that's been the most exciting theme for me, is seeing civilizations in this tournament that we don't normally see played out. I wasn't initially a fan of it. I saw the settings. I played a bit of this. I was like, oh, God, they're going to make me play with Burmese, you know? But everyone's got to mix it up, and I think it's been really good. So, you know, there's the wood and the gold count for JorDan. It's funny to see that he had more gold. That's a pretty crazy thing to see right there. And I almost got to believe a lot of that has to do with the market. But he never had an army mass. He never had, you know, 15, 20 crossbows. It was just town centers and a few crossbows and a few monks. And he was hoping he could hold on until he eventually dropped that castle. Never quite got there. Whereas Vlez had a lot. Like, what was the stat here? Okay, most created 21 crossbowmen. 21 crossbowmen being your highest created military unit. That's the mass you maybe want to move out with in Castle Age. That's not the number that you want throughout an entire game. So that, again, just reiterates my point. Congratulations to Vlez, who moves on to the final. To everyone who showed up to watch live, to everyone who will eventually watch this in videos, man, I had fun. I hope you guys had fun too. So many of these games, I'm like, this person's going to win, that person's going to win. Back and forth. The map pool was really cool. And we're not finished yet, obviously. We'll have Yo versus Vlez. I think it's a best of 9 tomorrow.